What's up, everyone? I'm Ethan, and I'm here in person with my boy Garrett.
What is going on?
And welcome to HIVE Sports, where we talk all things NFL and college football. Today, we have a $350 FFPC fantasy football buy-in draft. We're going to go through a live draft with you today. I think this is the year. $1 million. We've been close. We're trying to climb that board. I think this year's the year with our draft. So.
I think this is it, dude. I think this is the year we take down the big Gorilla FFPC tournament. Some big money there at the top with the $1 million top prize. Very, very, back end heavy from weeks 15 to 17. But I'm confident, man. We were very close last year. We took down the 12-man league, and we ended up winning 1,500 by doing that. But we were very close and making a deep run in the championship round as well. So looking forward to seeing if we can improve that performance this year.
Let's get to the draft.
Let's do it. A few picks away here. 109 is our draft position. Currently 106. CD Lamb just went.
Wow, Saquon's dropping to 7 in our league?
That is surprising.
There's no way we're going to get him. There's no way he's going to get past this.
We're probably going to be looking at Bowers, Nabers, Genty range.
Dude, Henry's there too.
Yeah. This is full PPR, so I probably give the edge to those other guys, a little bit over Henry, but it's definitely close.
You like Nabers?
You are up next.
Almon-Ra St. Brown. Oh, there's Genty still too, which I
mean, I'm pretty biased, so you're going to have to check me on the Nabers stuff.
The full PPR is nice. You're right. Less weapons with the Giants too. And you got to think Russ is going to be throwing the ball a lot.
So the starting lineup, 1 quarterback, 2 running back, 2 wide receiver, 1 tight end, 2 flex. So it's pretty balanced. Leaves you pretty flexible in the beginning rounds, I think.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, I mean, we talked about the running back depth not being super high, though.
Yeah.
And there's some good late round wide receivers.
Now you are on the clock.
Oh, wow. Derrick Henry just went. So we have our choice of Bowers, Nabers, Genty.
Is this tight end premium?
What are your thoughts? It is tight end premium, 0.5 tight end premium. So that would give us quite the positional edge. But, man, tight end in the first just feels pretty spicy, man.
I think because we could get Trey McBride on the way back if we wanted to.
I think I would give the edge to Nabers and Genty personally, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
what too?
Because we got 35 seconds to talk it out. But
do you trust the offensive line of Genty, or do you rather like the full PPR with Nabers?
Man,
upgrade it.
It's so close for me, and I think that we were talking about the depth of wide receiver earlier, so. Maybe we just lean Genty and we go with the rookie. What do you think?
I kind of lean Nabers. I know I'm not.
You want to lean Nabers? Okay, if you're not biased and you want to go Nabers, we can go Nabers. You want to go
Nabers carried us last year.
Let's run it. Let's run it. So we're going Nabers with our 9th pick in the first round.
I still like guys like Bucky Irving, Josh Jacobs. Like I know they're a little bit lower on the ADP, but with 7 picks down, I think we can get a solid RB1
for sure
on the way back, unless there's somebody else that drops. So you're like, if Amon-Ra St. Brown drops, might be worth 2 stud wide receivers, right?
Or your boy BTJ.
Yeah, no, for real. What running back do you like out of these 4 you see up here?
That's a good question.
Actually, 5. Sorry.
Let's see which.
Genty.
So it's Genty, Chase Brown, A-Chain, Bucky, and JT. I gotta say, man, I'm thinking I'm pretty high on JT this year. Just because I think that he's going to catch more passes with Daniel Jones than he did with Richardson. And I just feel like he's due for a big year. But I don't know. I don't know if I'd put him ahead of Bucky. I would put him ahead of Devon A-Chain with the calf injury that he currently has. So,
I mean, Bucky's upside, I feel like, with the receiving.
I really do like Bucky in full PPR.
But, I mean, Chase Brown is kind of, he's going to touch the ball a lot. And
I wouldn't mind any 3 of those guys, or any one of those 3 guys in Chase Brown, Bucky, or JT personally.
I mean, my thing is if we get a wide receiver that should be drafted in the first round, which I doubt we're going to, but if we did, then it's hard to not take another wide receiver. But I think we try to take one of these running backs first.
100%.
I mean, JT, if you're high on JT, I like that idea just because there's not a ton of competition.
Yeah.
And if that team's trying to get better, I mean, man, the
Bowers is falling too, man. That's interesting. Both tight ends are there still, so that's another option.
I mean, Puka with Matt Stafford's dropping a lot. I mean, Puka's ADP is right at where we're drafting at the 204 spot. I don't know. I mean, the tight end is tough, and the tight end premium is nice.
Yeah.
Right. And we had several weeks last year where we played multiple tight end because of the tight end premium,
Oh, yeah.
So there is some upside for sure with getting that tight end with the 1.5 times.
I think the decision point is basically, do we think Bowers or McBride give us a significant advantage over a guy like Kittle or, someone that we can get a little later? Because I feel like Kittle might be in that same tier as Bowers and McBride, and we could get him potentially with our third. But that's just a thought.
No, I think so. I think,
man, but Bowers at 2.4 is looking kind of alluring.
I mean, I think we say if he's available at the 204, we should take him, but
Mhm.
I doubt he's going to be available.
Yeah, I bet I'll go in one of these next three. So would we take BTJ or Puka over one of those three running backs, or what are your thoughts with that? Do you want to lock in a running back since we went Nabers first?
Yeah, I'm a little worried with Matt Stafford's elbow. And this is, what, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 12th draft we've done. And like the running back depth just drops way faster than the wide receiver depth, in my opinion.
Yeah.
So I think I lean a true like RB1 if we can. And, this person reached on Josh Jacobs just for that same reason. But like you're saying, I don't know. Is Brock Bowers give you enough positional advantage with the tight end premium to say with an upgraded quarterback and an upgraded offense, is it worth? I don't know. There's more weapons on that offense now they're throwing the ball to.
Yeah.
So that's always tough too. Like they drafted 2 solid wide receivers. They signed Amari Cooper. They still have Jacoby Myers for now.
But Bowers, man, he's such a special talent. It's tough to pass him up in tight end premium, especially. I feel like him or McBride, man, if we could grab one of those two here.
Next.
Okay, well, Brock Bowers is gone.
Okay, Bowers is gone. So McBride's there. It's a tough decision. If not, I think we go running back or BTJ personally.
Which, honestly, I feel like I'm a little bit higher on Trey McBride this year than Brock Bowers just because the Raiders offense really brought in the haul people and the Cardinals really didn't. Like they're relying on Marv and Trey McBride, so
for sure.
I think I could see Trey McBride being the tight end 1 by the end of the season,
Oh, easily. Him, BTJ are interesting, but do we take a Bucky or a JT?
Now you are on the clock.
Drake London just went, so now we're on the clock. McBride's there, BTJ is there, the running backs are all there. Man, this is a tough call.
This is a tough one.
It's a good position to be in. A lot of nice options.
What do you lean at running back? Do you like JT still the best?
I mean, Bucky and JT are very close for me. So I could go Bucky, I could go JT.
Where do you lean?
I think I would lean JT.
Okay, and then look at our timer. How much time do we have got?
We have a little less than 30 seconds.
Okay, so I like JT. What about Chase Brown?
I like Chase Brown. Man, I like all three of them. I don't think you can go wrong. I think the Bengals have the best offense, but...
Yeah, but I think there's going to be an upgrade. I think Jonathan Taylor, the Colts offense is going to go as JT goes. So, or do you want to take
Do we go tight end? Do we just lock in the elite tight end and go from there?
No, do JT.
You want to go JT?
JT.
All right, let's get JT. We got our RB1.
And I only say this because the past couple drafts I've had where I'm like, oh, there's a lot of talent at the wide receiver early on. I'm drafting 2 solid wide receivers, and then it's going to be 18 picks or 20 picks until I get a chance to get a running back. And there's a good chance now, like I have a league, which it's not terrible, but, David Montgomery's my RB2, which is fine. But like, it'd be nice to kind of get those stable RBs first, and then you can kind of move from there.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a shot here, if depending on the gap, like Kyren could drop to us. Hampton, like there's a lot of running backs still on the board. And like you said, with the tight ends.
Yeah, let's look at which running backs are there still. I like Travion a lot. I like Hampton a lot. I know you do as well. Those are kind of both guys that we were high on from the beginning.
But see, I would do, man, where's your tier cutoff here at the RB position at this point?
Chase Brown, A-Chain, Bucky. I think there's a teardrop after Bucky, personally. Yeah. And then Kyren, Hampton, Travion. I would throw in Cook, Kamara. A little lower on Walker.
I would say the next tier is after Kamara here, but I think I agree with the top three. I mean, like none of those three are going to drop to us for sure.
Yeah.
But I'd be happy with Kyren, Amar, and Hampton, or Travion,
That's
or
our-
really James Cook as our RB2.
Yeah. Same.
But it also depends on what the other weapons are, Is it worth, if George Kittle drops at that point, is it worth getting him? Is, worth taking a risk on Tyreek? Like there's a lot of guys still out there.
I like just kind of scoping out the positions as we go, seeing where the teardrops are. I mean, BTJ, Puka. Okay, so
Yeah, BTJ's gone, which
yeah,
is a
those
stud.
guys are probably both going to be gone.
Yeah, those guys are studs. I mean, those guys are, if it wasn't for Puka's quarterback situation, he'd be a first round guy.
Yeah. I think we'll probably be in this little range right here with JSN, T. Higgins, Mike Evans, potentially, Tyreek.
Yeah. I mean, the nice thing is we have a true wide receiver 1 and we have a true RB1. And I think that's something that you don't always get. You don't get you don't get two guys that potentially both could be number 1 fantasy at their position. Like, it wouldn't be crazy if he's told me that Malik Nabers was the wide receiver 1 in fantasy. And same with JT.
100%. I think we have some flexibility as far as, we can go running back, go wide receiver, go tight end.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. There's guys like Mark Andrews who I think his value has dropped a ton because of last season, but I just feel like he's ready for a bounce. He's due for a bounce back season, right? So
Yeah.
I'm definitely. I don't know. There's some once we get the top 4 tight ends, I guess you throw in Travis Kelce there even, then it's almost worth waiting enough. A little bit of time to see. You can get a good tight end late round. Kincaid's going in the 9th, 10th round.
Be interesting to see how far some of these guys drop. I mean, Puka's definitely been going end of the first round most of the offseason and the best ball drafts that I've been doing. So people are obviously pretty scared about that Stafford stuff that's going on.
I feel like Stafford's always banged up though, and he always pulls through. So
yeah, he's getting up there. So
Puka went. That's the latest I've seen Puka go. So that's crazy.
I'm a little worried about A-Chain, that calf injury. Kind of want to steer clear of him unless he drops quite a bit.
Yeah, I mean, there's almost worth the risk if he drops to a 309, but I mean, he's a guy that's going in the first round pretty consistently if it wasn't for this calf injury.
Yeah. Would you rather have him or a Marion Hampton at this point, though, with the injury?
True. That's a good point.
That's it's a tough call still, I think, but
I mean, here's what I always say about fantasy is like, it's calculated risk that you have to take. And it's like, week 1 through 5 isn't going to win the games. And so, or isn't going to win your league. So are you willing to, take a couple hits, figure things out, and then really kind of peak during the playoff time? So
yeah.
I don't know. I guess we didn't think Christian McCaffrey's calf was going to be that bad. And then, boom, he was out for the season. So
I think something we got to keep in mind too is, like you said, all the money in this tournament is kind of backloaded into that last few weeks. So we got to keep in mind, okay, what kind of correlation are we going to try to get? What kind of games do we want to target? Are there particular matchups that we want to look at in those 3 weeks?
Well, and we're pretty big on stacks too. We often talk about stacks, and can you, especially in FFPC, where like you're saying, those big games are, you need those big games at the end of the season, and like those stacks can be super helpful. So
yeah,
it's definitely something to consider as well.
We had that Burrow, Jamar Chase stack last year, which carried us pretty far.
Carried us. All right, 8 chance off the board.
Okay, someone took that risk on. Doesn't have to be us.
What's your opinion on quarterbacks? Like how do you feel? I mean, there's some pretty elite quarterbacks, on the top.
Yeah.
I know Josh Allen just went earlier, but are you a guy that's willing to take Lamar in the 3rd?
I think in this tournament format, you got to be a little more willing to take an early quarterback than regular redraft, just because that upside that they can offer in any given week it's hard to compare to guys like Jared Goff or, mid-range quarterbacks that you can get a little bit later. So
well, it's important too. I think in FFPC week 12, 13, and 14 is playoffs, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so Lamar is a bye week in week 7, but Jaden Daniels is a bye week 12.
Yeah,
so
those late bye weeks, like Drake May, bye week 14.
So it almost might be worth it to take a reach on Lamar versus waiting for like Jaden to drop a little bit because of that week 12 bye,
Yeah, at the very least, it's a good tiebreaker to keep in mind.
But that's something that oh, Lamar's off the board.
Yeah.
That's something that a couple years ago we struggled with was we had we had 1 or 2 weeks where we had tons of people. And I think it was week 12 a couple years ago where we just had all of our best players were on bye during week 12. It's a pretty common. So, and that's playoffs, for FFPC.
Right. So are there any guys that stand out to you regardless of position? I kind of like to lean into BPA still this early personally, but curious your thoughts.
Yeah, I mean, I think I'd be hard to not take Kyren here if he drops to us. Especially now that we're talking about the bye week, it makes me think about that a lot more and if Stafford is banged up, they're gonna have to rely on the run game. I know we're high on Jarquez Hunter, who is my guy. Oh, and Kyron's gone.
Yeah, for some reason, Kyron still makes me nervous. I know he just got paid, but man, I don't know.
The thing is, Kyron's one of those guys that every year people are always like, oh, this year's the year he's going to drop off. And,
Yeah.
past couple of years, he's been really consistent, albeit not, his yards per carry isn't great. He's just his volume was so high, which he was able to hold on to it,
The Rams really love him, man, but I just think with the influx of all those talented rookies, I think he's going to drop a little bit. I think he'll still be solid, but I think he'll be more of like a high-end RB2, which is, I mean, that's fine at this range.
Lot off the board. So what are you thinking here? I mean, what are your thoughts about solidifying the RB2 position if we can, obviously? I know you're lower on Walker. I don't know if we need to reach on Kamara with that Saints offense, but are you willing to take Travion here or James Cook?
Yeah, I mean, I think I prefer Travion or Hampton just in a vacuum, but they do have those later buys, so I don't know how much you want to factor that in. I do like Kamara as well.
Not James Cook.
James Cook, I think he's gonna have some touchdown regression. I know he just got the new contract, so he'll be solid, I think, but he had just like an insane touchdown rate last year, and I think Josh Allen's always a threat to steal those as well, those goal line looks with the tush push.
Yeah, but who else is it? Ray Davis that's pushing James Cook? Like, there's really not much.
Not much behind him. And they chose to get that deal done, so they're probably going to use him quite a bit. I don't mind James Cook here. I think I'd give the edge to the rookies personally, but
I'm just not. Well, I think Ramondre Stevenson's injured right now, and Travion's had a good offseason and good preseason. I'm worried. I'm just triggered from the bye weeks, honestly. Like, I know it's not, you don't want to overdo it, but
yeah,
that is something to consider. And
especially because we already had him by.
So, like, that is a playoff game. Oh, and that's who I was hoping we can get was Hampton there.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, man. But, on the other hand, you have to first make it the playoffs before anything. So
yeah.
It really doesn't matter if week 14,
You don't want to overvalue it too much, I don't think, but it's something to keep in mind.
Oh.
So Travion just went. Both rookies go right before us. Got sniped a little bit there. All right, so what are you thinking?
I have a lean, but
I'm curious. I want to hear it.
I like the value of James Cook. I think.
Do you like James Cook over Kamara just for the youth, or what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I think so.
With those
youth, better offense, more. I mean, Kamara, every year he's a guy that's like, I want to draft him because every year he proves people wrong. But, man, that just Saints offense just scares me a ton.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I think that the Bills offense is going to run through Josh Allen and go do well, and James Cook's going to eat with that, But
yeah,
I definitely agree. I mean, are you willing to take a risk on Tyreek?
You are on the clock.
Ooh, I don't know, man. I know we were kind of both a little scared of him earlier this offseason. I don't know if that's changed for you at all, but I almost lean just securing our RB2 here with James Cook or Kamara, and I think you kind of convinced me on that James Cook argument, just a better offense. Any given week, I think they could score a lot of touchdowns, right? And that's a kind of week winning upside that we got to look for in a tournament format like this.
Yeah, so. I mean, the nice thing about James Cook is he still rushed for over 1,000 yards last year.
Yeah.
So even if there's touchdown regression and he still hits that 1,000 yards, let's say he gets 10 touchdowns, that's still a good fantasy season. So I personally like James Cook here just to solidify our running backs. Also because we like a lot of
15
the
seconds
late
left.
round wide receivers, right?
Yeah.
And I think solidifying our 2 running backs is huge. And there's a plus with the bye, honestly.
Yeah, for
So,
sure. The week 7 bye is nice.
and there's some good running back or good wide receivers coming up here,
Oh, yeah.
right? Like in this stretch.
It's super, super deep. See what this draft board looks like.
We're good to go. Tyreek. Okay, Tyreek's up. Wow, we're up in a few. So, I mean, yeah, Scary Terry's still here. Marv, Garrett Wilson, who I think we're higher on than other people are.
Yeah. Scary Terry is, his ADP fell, right? Because of the whole contract situation. That's sorted out now. I don't think that chemistry with Jaden went anywhere from last year. So he's a guy I like quite a bit.
How do you feel about Marv?
I know you like Marv a little bit more than I do, man. You like Marv a little more than I do. I think it's
up next.
not any
Oh.
slight to him as a player, which he just went anyways, but just more of a concern about Kyler and his chemistry and how he fits into that offense, but could prove me wrong.
I feel that. Who do you like here as the wide receiver options?
I think it comes down to Terry or Garrett Wilson. What do you think between those two?
You were talking about Kamara earlier too. You wouldn't take him as a flex?
As a flex, that would give us a great RB3, so that's another direction we could go.
The only reason I say Kamara too is if something happens to our RBs or we have a bye, we can plug him in, right? Because what's his bye week? Oh, he's also 11, so that doesn't help us with JT.
Same bye week as JT, but not the end of the world.
I'd probably lean Terry or Garrett.
I think the safety of wide receiver gives them the slight edge
Now
personally.
you are on the clock.
Okay, which one do you lean with those two? I think I have a lean, but
Okay, let's say it at the same
Slight
time.
lean.
3, 2, 1.
Terry.
All right, let's get it. Let's get it. I think just Jaden, right? We trust Jaden over Justin Fields.
Yeah, talent-wise, Garrett Wilson's one of the most athletic wide receivers in the league. I just think the upside with Scary Terry is there.
Yeah.
The bye week 9 again. I know I've been reiterating this. Like that is appealing for sure, but I think it's just you're going to be more reliable, and that's going to be a better team, to be honest.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, so how many picks are gosh, what do we got? Like 15 picks away?
Looks like it.
So we'll have a chance to, we got 2 and 2. I don't think there's any tight ends that are worth reaching on at this point, right? Like most of the guys, I guess LaPorta might be still there.
Yeah. At this point, it's like, if you don't take one of the top 3 in Bowers, McBride, or Kittle, I think you could kind of just wait a little bit. But let's see who's there.
You think LaPorta isn't? I feel like LaPorta deserves a little bit of credit for
a little more love than I'm giving him.
He was Brock Bowers before Brock Bowers,
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's true.
I think LaPorta, there's some upside there with this value. He was getting drafted way early. He was getting drafted as tight end 1 last year.
Yeah, and they got the week 8 bye too, so that's a plus.
Yeah.
I think LaPorta is in a tier of his own, and then I would put Kels and Hawk and Warren and Njoku and Ingram kind of all, maybe even lump Andrews and Kraft into that giant tier right there.
Travis Kelce just got engaged, so, I feel like he's going to get that extra boost because of that. That's an extra tight end premium.
He looks like he's trimmed down a little bit compared to last year, too, which I was surprised about.
Yeah, he came in a little chunky.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we'll see. Can we go back to the full team? Let's see what.
Yeah.
The full position.
See who else is there.
So I'm trying to see.
Kamara's still falling. Brees is there, your boy. I know when we drafted him in a best ball draft, you had a little bit of buyer's remorse, didn't you?
Yeah, 100%.
They're really talking up that committee in New York with Braylon Allen and Isaiah Davis, which is a little bit surprising, but I think Brees is going to have something to prove, so I don't know if he's one to write off completely, especially at 509. That might not be bad value. But what are your thoughts on Brees? Are you still kind of a little bit cautious?
I'm cautious, but only because I think we're pretty solid at our 2 running back positions.
Yeah.
But because we're solid at our 2 running back positions, we can take that risk,
That's true.
So if he drops, I say why not? Because there's the ceiling's high, and I think he's a guy that, he's one injury of the other 2 guys of taking the reins by himself.
Yeah.
So And I mean, there's always, I'm trying to think of like some stacks too, right? So that's something to think about.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was just thinking of the same thing. Jaden's gone, but yeah, Jaden's gone. Nabers, I don't know if we want to stack him with anyone with the Giants QB uncertainty. I
I
think there's a
mean,
good chance Dart is starting by the end of the year, but it's kind of a risky
yeah,
pick.
somebody to pocket though.
Someone
Ray
super late,
Round.
maybe. Yeah,
It's a pretty big bench, so
that is very true.
I'm wondering, what is Cortland Sutton's ADP is coming up soon, right?
He just went, looks
Oh,
like
did
4 or
he?
5.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh, Brees Hall just went right there too.
Yeah, Brees went, Kamara went. Ouch.
People are hearing us talk.
So, what are your thoughts with quarterback? How do you feel about the next few guys on the board, or would you rather wait?
What do you feel about if we wait on tight end, try to get like Travis Kelce, Mahomes stack, you know?
We could do that. Yeah, that's something to look at. I mean, the Chief stack is in general somewhat affordable. I think the
Right.
most expensive guy is Xavier Worthy, right? In that, as far as his weapons
Well,
go.
and is Xavier Worthy still on the board? I think so,
Let's
right?
look.
Yeah, he's on the top.
Yeah,
I mean,
probably will be gone by the time we pick, but he's a guy to keep an eye on. Rashee Rice is falling now because of that suspension, but it's only 6 games, so
very true.
this is a backloaded like we were talking about. So when Rashee's, I think he's probably going to be back in peak form by the end of the year and putting up consistent 15 to 20 point games.
Yeah, I mean, so okay, it looks like Worthy just went. I mean, is it worth how far?
Let's look and see where, would you mind checking out where Rashee is? Okay, so
73.
73.
So he's coming up. He's coming up at our, beginning of the 6th round. So
Mm-hmm. Where's the earliest you would consider him? Maybe 604?
I mean, I think it just depends. Like,
Or should we see if he falls further?
I don't know if it'd be worth it without the stack, though, right? Because
Yeah,
I don't know if I'm high enough to reach on him versus other guys.
it would be a nice stack to have late season. His ADP, Mahomes' ADP is 78.
So you can get him. You can get Mahomes, mid 6, which is where we'd have to take him basically, because unless he slides.
That's pretty early. Wow. I kind of expected Mahomes to be falling a little bit further than this, but
I mean, we could. There's guys like Egbuka, who's a wide receiver too.
mhm.
He's coming up as ADP, and Baker's still on the board.
Yeah.
9 touchdowns last year. He might be a guy that we can go tight end here and then Egbuka or something and try to get.
Let's look at just the depth of each position, kind of get a sense for it. Because running back, I know you were talking about, it kind of falls off a cliff pretty quickly. Might be
Yeah, I
something to keep
mean,
an eye on.
if Chuba drops, I think it'd be worth taking at this spot.
Chuba,
Or
I
even
wouldn't
James
mind.
Conner.
James Conner, I wouldn't mind.
I think getting either one of them as our RB3 would be huge for us. And James Conner with that the buy in the 8-week buy is
Yeah.
appealing too. I don't know what you think about Chuba versus James. Like if there's much of a gap there.
I think I'd give him I think I'd give Connor the tiebreaker, right? Just because of the week 8 bye. I think that's enough
Me
to
too.
give him the nudge. Just
Yeah.
because they're very close for me.
And James Conner is a like perennial underrated player who just
Yeah.
every year people undervalue him.
Every year people are shitting on him because he's the old man, right?
Yeah.
But he's always very consistent.
Well, in week 1, Cardinals play the Saints. So that's like a pretty weak, pretty
Yeah.
good start to the beginning of the season. Can I see the full RJ Hopper at the board? Can we see all
Yeah,
of
let's
them?
look and see.
Okay, so James close. LaPorta is appealing too, though. Like I know we mentioned that, but I mean, if you want to take a tight end and we didn't get LaPorta, we could get Kelce on our way back and see if we can get Mahomes coming back.
We could.
Oh, LaPorta's gone.
For me, I'd almost rather stack Mahomes with Rashee than I would Kels, even with the suspension. I think Kels has gone a little early,
Yeah, I can see that.
personally. I might just be a Swiftie hater, though. I don't know.
Yeah, all the Swifties get out this guy.
I know, man. They're gonna flood the comments. It's
I
the
mean, you still got.
YouTube
I mean,
algorithm's gonna sense the
you
the
still got
Taylor
DJ
Swift
Moore on the
hate.
board, though. I know, he's a guy that I think people are sleeping on because of the Rome and Luther Burden growing and stuff like that. But
Yeah,
him and Caleb wouldn't be bad. I'm pretty high on Caleb and like the improvements in the offensive line.
yeah.
So, I mean, I wouldn't be in. He also has the athleticism to. Oh, there's James Conner. I would have been so stoked with James Conner right there.
Did Rome already go off the board? I'm
I don't
curious.
think so.
Because he actually is my pick to be the wide receiver 1 on the Bears this year. But are you team DJ?
Well, I mean, you got. I mean, for the if you're higher on him and you get better ADP, I'm fine with. Like, I think there's value there.
You good with prioritizing Rome then? Okay,
Yeah.
cool. I mean, yeah, he's going pretty late too, 77.7 ADP. I just saw their connection in the preseason, and Caleb was targeting him pretty heavily, which it could be nothing. It's just preseason, but
I mean, rightfully so. I mean, he's a stud.
yeah. So let's see who else is dropping at all the positions.
Yeah, I mean, so Buka's still there with Baker if you wanted that stack.
Yeah.
No, I think with Chris Godwin's injury being, DJ Moore's off the board anyway.
Yep.
How
Got
do you-
sniped on James Conner. So I don't know, man. I feel like we almost wait on a running back because there's not really anyone there that I'm dying to have,
Yeah.
unless you want to lock in Chuba. But the week 14 bye just kind of it puts me off him a little bit because then we'd be down one of our top running backs and one of our top wide receivers in week 14. But that is the league championship week, right? So it's like the 12-team league championship, I think, and then weeks 14 through 17 are like the championship round. Or sorry, 15 through 17.
Yeah,
That's
I
the
mean,
championship
there's
round.
merit. There's definitely merit behind waiting on RB. I just don't know who we'd wait for. Like, could
Well,
we?
let's look and see if there's anyone that we like a little later. I mean, I like Tyrone Tracy. I like Ja'Cory Crosky-Merritt.
We have to remember too. We have I like Jordan Mason as well.
Yeah, Jordan Mason's there late.
We have our 604 coming back though.
David Montgomery's another guy. He's always super consistent. Pacheco, we were kind of high on. It's a kind of a flag plant for us.
I mean, you don't think at our 6 or the 604 spot, you wouldn't take any?
No, I think we can definitely consider it at 604. I just meant like maybe we don't take a running back with 509.
Who do you think? Who do you lean at 509? I have one other lean.
What's your other lean? I'm curious.
My other lean is DK.
Okay.
I think he's extremely undervalued.
I'm on board with DK. Yeah.
I think he's going to be.
He's the clear alpha.
Yeah, 100%.
Rodgers is going to feed him, man. If there's one thing Rodgers can still do is he
You're
can
up
feed
next.
fantasy production.
Yeah,
So
100%.
I like DK quite a bit.
And with the
Ridley's kind of interesting with Cam Ward. I don't know where you're at on Ridley. He's a little old, but
I mean, I'm super high on Ridley's talent.
yeah.
I think I like Aaron Rodgers targeting one wide receiver the entire time than Cam Ward, but you never know. Aaron Rodgers did feed Garrett Wilson and Devontae both last season. So
Yeah.
I think we'd be happy with their numbers if we had our wide receiver 3 getting those stats, right? So
Yes, sir. Okay, so Luka just went. Devontae went. We continue to get sniped. But we're still in a good position. I like where we're at.
Now you are on the clock.
We're on the clock.
DK gone.
DK just went. So
Oh.
now we're in a pretty tricky situation.
Now we're in a
'cause
predicament.
I don't know if there's a clear wide receiver there that we like. I mean, Pearsall's there, Waddle's there, Zay, Flower. I don't know if there's a clear guy that stands out to you. Travis Hunter's still there.
I mean, Ridley, but scroll down. Do we have another guy at week 10? Bye. Sorry.
We do not.
Oh, we don't. Okay.
So Ridley's there, but
I like Ridley. I mean, Cam Ward is an upgrade at quarterback, and for sure.
it's still kind of early, though. I don't know if there's another guy that you like more. Pearsall's there.
I mean, Chuba's the value. If you want
Chuba's the
value,
Do we want to just go value and say we'll worry about covering the week 14 bye later? Because that's
15
one
seconds
route we
left.
can take.
It's either him or Ridley. What do you lean?
I think I lean Chuba just for
Okay,
the depth.
let's
Let's
take
just
him.
get the running back depth, and then we'll worry about covering
Yeah.
the week 14
Because we
bye.
still have 2 starting running backs in week 14, right? So
Yeah.
really, it's just, can we get another wide receiver to cover for Malik, and then we get some 2 flexes, So I think we'll be okay.
We like that Carolina offense to take a step forward this year, and I know they
100%.
brought in Rico Dowdle and they drafted Trevor Etienne, but I think they paid Chuba to be the guy, and he's going to continue to be the workhorse.
Yeah, I think Chuba will be the guy. Now, I guess the question is, what do we do at this spot here?
Yeah.
Is it Pearsall who's the wide receiver 1 right now in SF? But that's a week 14 bye there.
And just so you know, Jawan Jennings is back, and he's going to be active for week 1. So that's something
That's
to
true.
consider as
Yep.
well. I think it's going to be him and Jawan Jennings as the main weapons outside of George Kittle to start the season, with Ayuk,
Yeah.
probably not healthy till midseason.
I mean, what about Zay Flowers? Like, Zay Flowers is still around.
Mm-hmm.
He's a guy that I think is always slept on as
Oh,
wide
yeah.
receiver 1 in Baltimore.
I kind of like Waddle to have a bounce back year this year. That Miami offense is tricky, but he's such a talented wide receiver.
Yeah, that week 12 though is just
Yeah,
adding to our
I think
pile.
we give Zay the tiebreaker, right? Just because of the week 7.
I think I would have to, honestly.
Travis Hunter as well with week 8. They just announced him as a starting wide receiver and a
Yep.
backup corner. I'm sure you saw that as a Jags fan.
Yep.
So that's big
Go
news.
Duval, baby. Go Jags.
And he's fallen quite a bit in FFPC.
I mean, he's a guy to stash, dude. Like, you can, like, truthfully, he's a guy that, I could see him playing some special teams too as a returner and could get some. Oh, Pearsall's off the board.
Dude, I completely agree. And Tet McMillan went 4-3. And I think we both had Travis Hunter as our number 1 wide receiver in the class over Tet McMillan, just from a pure talent perspective. So,
I mean, I have to admit, though, if Ridley's still on the board, I think I would take the lean of Ridley versus.
you would take Ridley over your boy Hunter. Okay.
I just think because we know we're going to get it with Calvin Ridley. Like, we know that he's the
number 1.
He can be a wide receiver. Oh, a number 1 wide receiver at the NFL level.
Yeah, would you rather have the high-end number 2 in the Jags offense, or would you rather have the clear number 1 in the Titans offense? That's kind of what it comes down to.
I mean, and you don't know what to expect with Cam Ward, but you know that Ridley will be one of his main targets.
Yeah.
I mean, I know he left him, but there's still Zay Flowers. Like,
that could be a stack too, man. I mean, Cam Ward, not to cut you off with Zay, but I think that could be a sneaky stack with Cam.
Around, yeah, 100%. See, but here's the thing that's good is I think a lot of people are going to be they're going to have to reach on running backs. They're going to have to skip some of these top guys and pull a running back, whereas we are pretty solid at running back at this point.
Talk about reaching on running backs, man. DeAndre Swift at 5'10".
I mean, Pacheco was reach on his ADP too, right? And I'm sure guys are going to take Aaron Jones or David Montgomery soon because you just need running backs.
I think we got ahead of that, which is good with the Chuba pick. We're 1 pick away.
I mean, if Ridley's not on the board,
Kelsey just went.
Do you want to take the Hunter risk, or would you rather take flat Zay with
My thoughts are we want to lean upside in this kind of format because you got to really have things go your way to win that million, man. And that's what we're going for. We're trying to win that million. So I think Hunter has more upside personally, but it's
Jags
close.
Have enough firepower to.
Do you, bro? I mean, you're the Jags fan.
Man.
You probably know better than me, and I know you believed in T-Law this whole time, and he's finally got the play caller. He's finally got the weapons.
True,
so.
And you got to think Liam Cohen, his offense in Tampa Bay was able to feed multiple wide receivers to top 10, 15 fantasies.
And that could be a stack we try to get with Trevor Lawrence later, potentially as well. So something to keep in mind. Joe Burrow is falling so far. It's a shame we didn't get T or Chase to stack him with.
Now
but
you are on the clock.
There's Ridley off the board.
Ridley just went. Joe Burrow's still there. Hawkinson is there. Waddle, Zay Flowers. We're very high on Tyler Warren. We're very high on Travis Hunter, the 2 rookies. What are your thoughts here? We got 50 seconds to decide.
I mean, I think you nailed it on the head. Like in this league specifically, you need a high ceiling. Like, who cares if you have somebody that's going to give you 10 points a week consistently? Like, sure, that's good for your home league, but in this league, when you need to have those boom weeks, I think Travis Hunter with that week 8 bye also, and that Jags offense, I think is going to be way better than people think.
Yeah.
And even if people think the Jags defense, let's say, is not going to be great, they're going to be throwing the ball a lot. And I trust Trevor Lawrence for real.
Yeah.
So I think you're right. I think him and
15
BTJ can
seconds
both
left.
be fed and both, be 1,000+ receivers.
Let's do it. We're going in. We're going in on that Jags offense, baby.
And the nice thing is, like, he's not our, starting wide receiver. Chuba can be a flex. We get one other flex to fill in that spot. Like, he doesn't have to be a starter if he, struggles. Yeah. We have, you're high on Rome, and, like, hopefully we can get Rome coming back, and, like, I think that would be huge.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
These guys, bro, these rookies, they always round into form towards the end of the year, too. So it just kind of aligns perfectly with these tournament formats where you need all the upside in the, back half of the season.
Well, and we were talking about Rashee Rice. potentially dropping. And like, I wouldn't be surprised if he drops star spot here.
No.
And
And then
if-
Matthew Golden's another guy we like. So there's a lot of good wide receivers in this range, I think. You're right. Yeah.
And I think his ADP.
Joe Burrow, man. No one is drafting him, which is interesting. You would have thought the T. Higgins or the Chase owner would have taken him by now.
Yeah, I mean, I guess at the 701 spot, maybe he wants to take him. I'd be surprised if he doesn't take him.
Yeah.
I mean, for him to drop this far is pretty crazy.
So still quite a few picks until we're up. But just what are your general thoughts on our draft so far?
I mean, I'm bullish for sure. I mean, I think I've said this from the very beginning. It used to be fantasy was like running backs early, running back. And then it kind of shifted towards, okay, wide receivers, and you're starting to see the the RB0 drafts and things like that. And I truly think this year, the running back drop off was just like at the perfect point where a lot of guys weren't getting really solid RB2s.
Yeah.
And so we have 3 solid RBs. Like we have people would be happy with Chuba as an RB2 on their team. And the fact that we still have Malik, T-Law, or Scary Terry, and Travis Hunter as our 3 wide receivers at this point, like I think that's huge.
Yeah.
And like I know we're gonna take a hit at tight end, but Joe Burrow's
There
not.
he is, yeah.
But I mean, I still like guys like Mark Andrews, Evan Ingram.
Yeah,
Like,
let's see who's there. I mean, like you said, Jordan Love is a guy we could potentially stack with Tucker Kraft or Golden.
Yeah, and Tucker Kraft, he coming off a pretty good year. If we get Caleb with Rome, you just have Colson Loveland, and we can always stash him away and just see how well he does.
Yeah.
He's a guy that was our tight end 1 really going to the draft.
Yeah,
like he really was. I don't know. Kyle Pitts every year I say is gonna take off, and like there's news about him and Penix going golfing and spending a lot of time together. So I don't know. I think there's a decent amount of tight ends in like the 8th, 9th round. So I think we can stick with our route of like taking the next best available wide receiver, or looking at a potential stack if we like it.
Yeah, and there's honestly some guys I like late as well. So we could kind of, if the board falls a certain way where the tight end value is not there in the next few rounds, I wouldn't mind getting a guy like Brenton Strange or Chigakonkwo. There's some guys that.
Let's not forget that Darren Waller was the tight end 2 a couple years ago. He's going to a Miami team as a starting tight end because they got rid of Jonnu Smith. So it's like.
Who's also still available, and
Jonnu Smith performed well on Miami. I mean, Jonnu with Pat Frymouth is a little bit scary, but
that is kind of tricky. But it could be where they just have Pickens as wide receiver 1, and then they use Jonnu as wide receiver 2, Fryer as wide receiver 3. That could be the top 3 options.
DK. Pickens is
DK is 1.
Yeah, you said Pickens, so I was just.
Oh, okay.
Because Pickens is out of here.
Yeah.
But no, I agree. I think you could. Those are probably their 3 best. Who's their wide receiver 2? I can't remember.
Calvin Austin. Roman Wilson.
Yeah, I don't even.
It's not great.
Man, there's some good value still. Like
David Montgomery's fallen.
So who are you really hoping will drop here to you in this spot?
I gotta say, there was some news that broke today. Mike Tomlin was talking up Jaylen Warren as a workhorse. And he was saying at some point Caleb Johnson and Kenny Gainwell may work in, but to what degree is still TBD. So he was basically talking up Jaylen Warren as like, I'm so proud of how much progress he's made, and he could be the clear workhorse for Pittsburgh. So that's something to keep in mind.
Yeah, I mean, I think when they announced Jaylen Warren was the RB1.
Yeah.
With that official depth chart, so
it could be just coach speak. I don't know, how much you want to trust what Tomlin's saying, but he's there. I like him. I like Tyrone Tracy. They would both be our RB4s. Ja'Cory Crosty-Merritt's also there. I don't know where you're at on him.
Jaylen Warren with the 5th round bye, I think is really nice. And if you are like, if the news is true and like he's getting the chance to be the true guy, there's some value. But I also I think he could drop to the 804 spot. Honestly, I don't think many people are high on Jaylen Warren.
Yeah.
So I think we could get
we could get Rashee Rice or Golden or one of those guys potentially.
And I mean, I like the idea of Rashee Rice. because he's, the upside in the end of the season. But Matthew Golden, I think I almost like it better. I mean, he's going in as probably like I've heard a lot of news that he's the true wide receiver one there. We have the opportunity of getting Jordan Love later on for a stack. We don't have to reach for Patrick Mahomes here. Like, I think there's a world where we can, but also, and if that's also if we're waiting on a tight end. Like, I think there's a world where we get Matthew Golden, Jalen Warren right here, if we really like it, and then, go from there. Or if you like Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt.
Because Mahomes is off the board, right? Or is he still
I
there?
think he's still there, yeah, right there at the 78.
So we would be trying to essentially get Rashee and Mahomes with our next 2 picks if we wanted to go that route. But
And I don't know if it's worth that reach to me. Like, I don't know if we need to go that early. I like a lot. Like, you can get Kyler, in the 10th round. Like, I think there's a lot of guys who have talent that we can get later on. Who
would we stack Kyler with, though?
Well, disregarding the stack.
Okay.
But if we want the stack, I like the Ingram Bo Nick stack still. I like the Golden Jordan Love stack. I think both those quarterbacks will be.
Oh, Golden just went. No, you're pounding the table for him.
I still like the Diggs Drake May stack. That's a stack that I have in 2 of my other leagues that I'm like super high on. Stephon Diggs is a true wide receiver one. He's off the injury report. He's a guy that like was a first round draft pick just 2 years ago, and then he gets tears ACL, and which I know is bad, but like there's been plenty of guys who came back, really well off of that.
I gotta say, man, that Rashee Rice upside is looking kind of juicy though. That might be who I lean towards personally, but I could definitely be convinced.
Are you worried at all about the Xavier Worthy injury stuff?
Xavier Worthy?
I mean, sorry, not Xavier Worthy injury, but the Xavier Worthy just being the wide receiver one there.
Honestly, I don't view Xavier Worthy as like a true wide receiver one. Personally, I just don't think he's gonna fill that archetype. I think he's more gonna be a career like Deshaun Jackson type player, which is like, he's gonna have big weeks, but I see Rashee Rice as like the Jeremy Maclin, on steroids, where he's more consistent. He's kind of like putting together he just plays that role where he's kind of taking the Kelsey role. He's running the same routes that Kelsey did in his prime. So I think personally, I'd rather have that for fantasy purposes. Maybe Worthy's more valuable for the Chiefs, but I just think that Rashee's clearly the guy.
And I mean, that upside, after the first 6 weeks of, getting him fresh also, the last 10 games is huge. He's basically cutting the season in half.
Because think about what kind of lineup that would give us. Even regardless of whether we get the Mahomes stack or not, that would give us an incredible 4 wide receiver set going into the playoffs.
We always can have in our back pocket the T-Law stack because, like you're saying, it's likely that he's not going to be drafted, or if he is, it's going to be late.
Yeah.
We can get Rashee Rice if we can here, and then see what'll drop to us at the 804 spot.
That's what I'm thinking, at least, just because we don't want to take Mahomes and then be like, oh shit, Rashee just went, so we can't get the stack.
Yeah.
And we don't have anyone else to stack Mahomes with.
Not.
Okay. Well, you were talking up Golden and he went, then I talked up Rashee. It's my fault. I shouldn't have mentioned him.
So what are you thinking here now?
Evan Ingram's kind of interesting. Jalen Warren's on the board. Tyrone Tracy. I know you like Diggs and Debo, but
I know I like my old heads, dude.
You do.
Debo
I'm a little bit. I'm more of a dynasty mindset. I got the ageism a little bit, but I'm open.
I kind of like Jalen Warren, like you're saying.
I like Jalen.
He has the receiving upside.
Do you like him more than Tracy and Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt? That's probably the other, and Mason even. Those would probably be the other guys I would consider.
Well, Krosky-Merritt's off the board.
Okay.
I mean, I'm super high on.
Rashee, Krosky.
I'm super high on Jordan Mason for sure. I don't know. You're right. Like, Jordan Mason is the young guy who's, pushing Aaron Jones at this point, whereas Jalen Warren is going to be kind of fighting for his role every time. But Jalen Warren is the RB1 right now. At least early on in the year when he kind of need a little bit of extra boost, let Travis Hunter, improve and build. Like, I kind of like the idea, and you never know what we're going to get out of Jalen Warren. I don't know.
I mean, he could be I like the week 5 bye too. He's a guy who could step in and fill some depth for us in the later weeks as well. So
I just don't know with Caleb Johnson, but I think it's. I mean,
from all I've heard, he's been kind of like struggling. I think he's even behind Kenny Gainwell right now on the pecking order, which obviously that can change as the season goes on. But I just don't see him as a guy that they're going to trust in pass protection over Jalen Warren. So we know Warren's going to have that passing down role, and that's so big in PPR.
Yeah.
So I really like the value.
Let's take him.
He's there.
Yeah, he's here. What's up? It's us.
Oh, we're on the clock, dude. I just absolutely zoned out when I was talking about how much I love him. Sweet. I figured we were gonna get sniped because everyone we
I
talked
know,
about,
we've
they're going
been
right
getting sniped.
right after.
So let's look here then, right? Because we have a pick coming up in a few spots here. We still don't have a tight end yet.
Yeah,
You know, Tucker Kraft's on the board still. I doubt Ingram's gonna be on the board. If he is, I think we
yeah.
take him.
Ingram and Kraft, I would add to the queue. I think.
Like, I think Tucker Kraft still with the Jordan Love stack. I also like, let's not forget that Jaden Reed was the wide receiver 1 for Green Bay. Like, I know there's a lot of hype with Matthew Golden, but like, let's not forget that Jaden Reed's no slouch when you can get him deep in the league right now.
He isn't, but I'm curious what your thoughts are on the foot injury because I think it's like a fracture.
That's true.
But he's playing through it. It's a contract year for him, and he had the option to undergo surgery, and he chose not to. So it's just a matter of how much you think that's going to affect him. And I probably have to run that by my PT dad before having an educated opinion on that. But that's something to keep in mind.
Well, and so shifting a little bit, I know people drafted RJ Harvey pretty early on, but J.K. Dobbins is their RB1 too.
Yeah, he is.
They signed him for a reason.
Mm-hmm. He's
Okay.
a veteran.
It's week 12. Travis Etienne with that 3-headed monster there. I know it's not ideal, but you know, there's something to say about Travis Etienne.
Yeah. So we do have 4 running backs deep. Do you want to? What are your thoughts on like how we approach the rest of the running back room? Do you want to wait a little bit? Do you want to get a fifth strong running back and then hold off for a while, or what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, I think we're in a good position where, like I think we can go for some upside. Like I personally wouldn't be against drafting like a Jordan Mason, who is a guy that is not a true handcuff, but like is enough of a handcuff where Aaron Jones gets out with an injury and he's off to the races, right?
Yeah. And I saw something on TikTok earlier today actually about it was someone at Vikings practice, and Jordan Mason's currently running as the 1 over Aaron Jones. So I think the Vikings like him a little bit more than people even realize. So that could be a sneaky pick as well. But
and I think I just like
your boy Diggs just went, the old man.
Yeah. And I mean, I think at this depth, we don't need a wide receiver here. But I still think there's some deep wide receivers that I like and I would be happy with as my wide receiver 4.
Absolutely,
right?
yeah. Is there what other wide receivers stand out to you, if any?
I mean, if we're looking at late round or late in the season, Jordan Addison was a stud.
Man, Jennings too is kind of interesting.
Jennings is still interesting.
He dropped a lot because I know he's going a lot earlier than that.
Rashid Shaheed is still interesting to me.
He is, yeah.
Let's be real. Cooper Kupp is still interesting at this value to me.
Yeah, this is late, so
there's a lot of guys that I think are.
It's pretty deep still. Would you agree? Josh Downs is still there. There's a lot of talent. So I don't know if we need to reach on wide receiver necessarily. Yeah, tight end could be a potential direction with Kraft.
Can we look at the tight ends real quickly?
Let's look at the teardrops here. I think Kraft is clearly a tier of his own. And
well, I think these next 5 are pretty similar though. I think after Goddard there's a teardrop. And it's probably pretty significant. I'm high on Brendan Strange, but I think
for me, I'm higher on Strange and Chig. I think I'd put them in the Goddard Pitts tier personally.
Okay,
but I mean that's just my opinion.
No, I like that. I'd be happy to like if we can. I'm okay with skipping Loveland and Ferguson and trying to see if we can get Kincaid, Pitts, Goddard. Chig. Like I think there's enough value there that we can wait a little bit. We do want to get 2 tight ends probably though. At least.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So
next.
I think we could just go probably like 3 later tight ends and get a similar upside to like.
Oh, Jordan Mason's off the board.
Colson Loveland.
Oh, I wanted Jordan Mason there bad.
Same.
That was probably the one that hurt the most.
Kraft and Mason and Diggs back to back snipes.
Man,
ouch.
That Jordan Mason one hurt more than I thought it was going to.
Yeah, can't get them all, but. Mahomes is still there.
So what do you like here then? I mean, we're
Tracy's still there.
I mean, Tracy's not a bad with that week 14 bye, but like, do we think he's even going to be the starter in week 14? I mean, he's got to be the 3rd back now. I mean,
yeah, Singletary's ahead of him even. So
yeah, so
looks like Cam is gonna take some time to eat into Tracy's workload. But yeah, don't love the week 14. We already have 1 Giant and Nabers, so I don't know if you want to go 2 Giants and depend on that offense.
It's
Now
very
you are on the
true.
clock.
Colson Loveland just went, which is fine.
I said probably our toughest spot so far. I'm gonna throw a name out that I think a lot of people are sleeping on as well.
Oh.
Michael Pittman.
Pittman? Okay.
Daniel Jones.
like Daniel Jones?
can
One of the-
feed a wide receiver one.
Downs though, man, that's why I don't know if he can support multiple receivers. I'm scared about that offense as a whole.
You get
I feel
Eckler
like
down the road.
personally, I feel like I'd rather have Juwan Jennings than Pittman at this point, even with the week 14 bye.
You'd rather have Tyrone Tracy than Juwan Jennings? I would. Week
Would you?
14. Yeah.
Should we just go Tracy then?
I
15
think so.
seconds left.
That's what
I think
would
it's
do.
pretty good value here in the 8, so don't mind that at all.
Well, and I only say that because Jennings we can maybe get later on. It's the
Yeah.
same week 14 bye. I think there's more value with Tyrone Tracy early on in the year because we're not going to use him later on because of,
Yeah.
I think we can get some value with him early.
And now we're in a position where we're pretty loaded at running back. So we don't really have to touch that position much in the next few rounds.
I mean, I think we're in a good position where we can take, if there's true value, we can take them.
Mhm.
But if we don't, because we can technically start full with running backs, right? So it's nice that
Yeah.
it's nice to have some guys we can plug in. But I agree. I don't think we need to reach at a running back. But now hear me out on this. Oh, Basil Tootin being drafted pretty early.
Yeah, that is pretty early.
How do you feel about Z? That's another example of running backs, though. Like
Mhm.
Braylon Allen's the top running back on the board right now. I
Yeah.
guess Javonte Williams is, but Cooper Kupp?
I like Cooper
I
Kupp
know
here.
his separation. I think last year he was like bottom 5 in the league in separation, but
Yeah.
I mean, I think there's some value here with Darnold and JSN taking the wide receiver or the number 1 DB against him and letting Kupp play in the slot.
The one thing that worries me about Kupp is just the fact that McVay and that Rams team, Les Snead, the GM, they know Kupp so well and they love him so much. Like they were inviting Kupp to their weddings and stuff. So like if they are not even giving an attempt to re-sign him, it scares me a little bit because they know him so well. But it could have also just been a business thing.
Yeah, but
They did sign Devontae Adams though, so that tells me like if they still thought that Kupp was gonna be performing like the old Kupp, I don't think they would have gone after Adams like they did.
true.
But that's just a little bit of hesitance.
Kupp is from Washington, played at Eastern Washington. I don't know, a little homecoming, a little,
Yeah, could be.
I could see
Another year
him-
removed from that knee injury that he had too,
Mhm.
so it could be just where he needed some time to get back to his health.
And maybe just like less pressure on being the wide receiver 1 there.
Yeah.
I know he had a season with Puka, but he was still kind of coming back from injury and stuff. So
How
I
would
don't
you
know.
how would you rank these wide receivers? Because I feel like wide receiver might be the move here, and there's quite a few that I like with Kupp and Coleman and Jennings. I would even throw Downs into the conversation.
I mean, I think it's hard. I think it's how you look at it. I think
Mm.
Kupp is a guy that's going to be the wide receiver 2 out in Seattle. And we've seen him before. Now we know he's not what he was a few years ago. Keon Coleman's a guy that every year there's hype behind him and he still hasn't performed well, but this year could be the year. He has the and Cooper Kupp's gone. He has the athleticism. Juwan Jennings is a guy that the only thing that I think is scaring me off of him is the week 14 because we already have
Yeah.
a ton of week 14.
Mhm.
But he's truly a guy that I think we saw what he did even with Debo playing, and like he's a stud. Like he's a guy that Brock Purdy loves to throw the ball to, and he finally can be the true wide receiver 1. I think that's huge. So I don't. And then you have Josh Downs, like you're saying, and
I just think that the main reason you like, I know you like Pittman, but the reason why I was a little bit worried about how Pittman's going to do with Daniel Jones is just as a Giants fan, I've seen Daniel Jones miss so many of the throws that Pittman needs. I mean, I know
Yeah.
he can be a possession guy too, but I think Downs is going to be in the slot, and that's like one of the only
He's in
targets
the
that
Nabers role, yeah.
Dimes can consistently hit. Is just those little short slot throws.
Very
But
true. No, very true.
that's just me being a Dimes hater potentially. I don't know.
No, I think it's fair. I think, I think there's a lot of value.
I like all three of those receivers, man. Honestly, Coleman, Jennings, and Downs. Like, do you have a lean? Because I like them all quite a bit. So I'm open to your thoughts as well.
Man, I
You
mean, there's
are up
upside with
next.
Keon Coleman for
No,
sure.
there goes
Hey,
down.
goes
So
down.
narrows it down for us a little bit.
So you know what? I think I would say fantasy, like, if it wasn't for
Now you are
FFPC
on the
being
clock.
such a late round. Oh, and there you go.
There
Changes them
goes
up.
Jennings.
So
So that kind of
I
makes
think
our
Keon
decision
Coleman.
pretty easy. You
I,
down with Keon Coleman?
yep, I think that's the easy pick.
I know he has that questionable tag there, but I think he's
I
fine.
think that's the easiest pick we have.
Yeah.
So draft.
That's a great. I love the upside. If he's Josh Allen's number one, can't beat the upside in the ninth round.
So speaking of the upside, a guy who just got onto the ADP list. You see at the bottom there?
Who? Kyler?
No, above him,
Judkins?
Judkins.
Oh man, Judkins scares me. He still doesn't have a contract, does he?
I know, but
Wait,
there's
there's some speculation, isn't there?
Yeah.
Yeah, he could be an upside
For
player,
sure.
and I'd be willing to bet he even falls significantly further than his ADP at this point.
All right, so we got to think about tight end here because I do think there's. If you want to go to the tight end list,
Yeah, let's check out what
I
is
do think
there.
we're getting close to a tier list or a tier job. I guess there's a few, but I don't know. I'm pretty bullish on Kincaid and I'm pretty bullish on Kyle Pitts because of his connection with Michael Penix. I know a lot of people aren't. We know he's freaky athletic. We know
do,
he
yeah.
has the attributes. I personally would be totally okay with taking a chance on Pitt
Mhm.
because we could always get Chig or, somebody else similar in a few rounds, right? But
Yeah,
I don't think Pitts will be still will still be there next time we're picking.
it's a
And I think the upside is there.
I like the Pitts argument because I mean, it's a contract year for him.
Mm-hmm.
He has something to prove. He's the Penix quote as well. That could be another reason to push him up. I know there's some beat writers discussing how Pitts was getting targeted so heavily, and Penix went into the media and kind of fanned the flames a little bit by saying, "Oh yeah, you guys see how you guys see Pitts getting the ball. It's going to happen a lot this year." So that's another. I mean, your quarterback likes throwing you the ball. It's always a good sign. And I know that Cousins didn't have the best chemistry with Kyle Pitts, so something to keep an eye on.
I mean, I kind of like that. I really do.
I also don't mind Dallas Goedert or Brenton Strange, but like I'm a little lower on Dalton Kincaid personally after he broke my heart last year.
Okay.
And we did get Keon Coleman, so I don't know if I want.
That's
both those
kind
guys.
of what I'm saying is like we have Kincaid or Keon Coleman is going to be the main or second,
Yeah.
one or two option, and so it's like we're taking the risk on Keon Coleman being the guy, and so let's go. We don't have a single Falcon on our team, and I think
That's a good offense potentially this year.
yeah,
So
I think so.
good little way to get a piece of that. Dallas Goedert also in a good offense, but maybe a little more run heavy than Kyle Pitts is. So
Yeah, I mean Bijan will be run heavy, but I just think there's besides Drake London. I mean, I guess you have Darnell Mooney still, but
yeah.
Kyle Pitts, I think, is a guy who there should. I personally like the idea of drafting him here.
I just think the Eagles' defense and run game is just so much better than the Falcons, right? I mean, they do have a great run game with Bijan, but the defense is not anywhere near as good as Philly's. So I think that Atlanta's going to be in more situations where they have to come from behind and throw the ball a lot.
Yeah, I agree, and I think I would be really confident with him as our tight end at least right now, and then we can pick up a guy a couple rounds later who maybe is like has a higher floor, maybe.
Yeah. So let's add Pitts to the queue. Who else is there?
Especially because there's not really a wide receiver on this list at this point. I mean, Christian Kirk is a guy to think about
You are
too.
up
Like
next.
he'll Jaden Reed off the board. He's another guy. Dylan Sampson, another guy that I know we have tons of wide running backs already, but we're talking about high ceiling. Jerome Ford's a guy that which Jerome Ford I think is still available too.
Jerome Ford could be a late pick for
And
us.
Jerome Ford's a guy that has put up over 1,000 yards rushing before in a season as the workhorse. So let's not forget about that.
Good point. All right, so let's see if we get sniped on Pitts here. I kind of doubt
have a
it.
sick feeling. I have a sick feeling. Don't you dare do it.
Who would have thought we'd be upset about
Oh, Shahid's still down there.
getting sniped on Pitts? He's not a bad value.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely like the approach you went. I mean, to get 5, I mean,
Now you are on the clock.
all those guys, all of our 5 running backs could be RB2s.
Yeah,
Truthfully.
absolutely. I'm good going Pitts here if you are.
Yeah, I like Pitts.
Let's do it. All right, got that tight end one out of the way. I wouldn't mind
Felt good.
grabbing another tight end in like, the next 5 rounds just to ensure we have a good tight end too. But
Yeah.
I like taking the gamble on Pitts. I think it's worth the upside that he brings to the table.
I mean, I think we're at a good point where we can kind of just go for best available. We could see what's available on the board, like quarterback situation. I don't think. I mean, shoot, there's some guys that like. I know we want some stacks, but I mean, let's not forget that Baker threw 40 touchdowns last year, and let's not
True.
forget that Kyler has the rushing upside, and
Yeah.
there's still some.
And I mean,
decent
those two
CJ
have
Stroud, he was going as like fantasy quarterback
Yeah.
5 last year, and now he's all the way down there with all those offensive weapons.
Yeah, sure.
Is Jaden Higgins off the board? He's got to be, right?
Let's see.
Maybe not. What? I guess I can search it if you want.
Yeah. He's still
No,
on
he's
the
still there.
board.
That's not a bad stack if we want to think about a CJ Stroud stack
Yeah.
down the road.
I think Christian Kirk is there as well. So those are 2 guys that you could kind of stack with. I don't know who you prefer out of the 2. I think I'd probably give the slight nod to Higgins personally, but
I personally would too, I think.
I think Kirk started ahead of him on the depth chart, which doesn't mean a ton to me, but
Yeah, it doesn't mean much to me. Especially because I think Kirk is starting in the slot. I think Jaden Higgins is the starting number 2 wide receiver on the outside.
Wow, Ollie Gordon's really flown up boards because I know earlier in the offseason he was going around pick 200 in a lot of my best ball drafts.
But he was a guy that we liked going into the draft a lot.
Yeah.
With HN, we don't know what that soft tissue injury. I think Ollie Gordon is better. I think he has some good upside. He ran like a 4.7, so people were starting to, doubt his abilities. But I think he's a guy that could be an every down back there. And gosh, what's his name? Jalen Wright. Some of the.
I think he's banged up right now too. So
Yeah, I agree.
I guess it makes sense why Ollie's flown up the board so much. McDaniels came out with that cryptic quote about Ollie today. About I think it was something like, "Oh, he may get 0 touches or he may get all of the touches," or something like that, which doesn't really tell you a whole lot. But
another guy who's early on in the season, if we just want some value, is Nick Chubb. He's RB1 in Houston. Still a decent amount of depth around him, though, which is a little bit scarier than, maybe like an Ollie Gordon. But
so we're sitting at 5 running backs, 4 wide receivers, 1 tight end. We need quarterback. We need some wide receiver depth.
Man, a guy that Darnell Mooney? Still on the board?
Yeah, that could be another. We could grab Penix and we could get that Atlanta stack. That's something. I don't know where you're at on Penix, but that could be an option.
I mean, with 10 bench players, 10 bench spots, I think is pretty deep. So
yeah,
you can definitely stash some guys.
For sure.
I still like Higgins a lot here, though, too. I think there's still a ton of QB depth. Like
there really
Herbert
is.
going below JJ McCarthy.
Yeah, man.
I mean, come on. There's so much depth here at quarterback.
And we're gonna snag T-Law eventually. The question is, do we want T-Law to be our quarterback 2? Do we want him to be our quarterback 1? What are your thoughts?
I mean, who's gonna be our quarterback 1 on this list? Who do you want?
I guess that's kind of my question is is there anyone on this list that you think would be like a meaningful upgrade over T-Law as our quarterback 1?
I mean, honestly, if I'm looking at,
just regardless of stacking.
Regardless of stacking, I think Baker has some upside with the amount of weapons that he has and the amount of throwing he's going to do.
Yeah. Fields is a guy you don't even really need to stack because he runs so much.
Fields another guy, you don't know what you're going to get with him, so that's a little bit scary.
It is a little scary. But I just struggle to think that they're going to put in Tyrod Taylor, regardless of how badly that Justin Fields plays.
I mean,
but
Justin Fields is just like a better Tyrod Taylor.
Yeah, and Tyrod's getting up there in age.
I mean, a lot of people, I'm getting a lot of hype with Drake May being the next Josh Allen.
Drake May, yeah, I really like Drake May. I know you do too, but the week 14 bye is the only thing.
Oh, yeah. So, I personally think we should stay away from that.
Probably, yeah.
I mean, let's not forget, like, Jared Goff has, high-powered offense. Let's see who we can stack. I mean, really, it's
really just Penix or
T-Law.
Yeah. Which we can just cue them, just so we don't forget about it.
Well, let's not forget that we talked about Jaden Higgins.
Yeah.
With CJ Stroud.
And I wouldn't Rashee Shaheed as well.
I wouldn't be against getting T-Law and CJ Stroud as our 2 quarterbacks.
I wouldn't be against it either.
Stroud was like a top. was drafted in like top 10 quarterbacks the past like 2 years. I think
Yeah.
this is good value. I
CJ
like
Stroud's going very late.
I like the
Went
value
7
of
and on.
Jaden Higgins here if we can, because I think he's going to him and I mean Nico's going to get the best DB they have,
Yeah.
and they're just going to throw jump balls at Jaden Higgins. Are you kidding me? That's nasty, dude.
Do you think the offensive line is going to be able to protect Stroud so he has time to throw the Higgins?
I
That's kind of my
mean,
only concern.
Hopefully it's better than it was last year.
Because if it is, that's a great volume.
I mean, I think you're right, and that's why Stroud's ADP is so low, but I mean, we saw what Stroud did the year before. I don't know.
I think I'd still rather have Stroud than Penix, wouldn't you?
Yeah. Yeah, 100%. And I mean,
Baker's still dropping, so that's, I don't know, man. It's kind of alluring. I don't know who he would stack him with, but
I mean, we wouldn't sack with anybody, but I can see us.
Is Godwin still there?
Oh, he got taken.
He got taken? Okay. Yeah, 9.12.
Wow, Najee dropped a lot.
Yeah, he did. Still haven't seen that eye, man. Always got those shades on, trying to hide something.
Keenan back in LA
Keenan back in LA. That's a decent option.
with the Herbert stack.
Oh, there you go.
That's week 12 though. I think I'd lean for.
What other stacks can we get? Let's see.
Can we go to the wide receivers quickly? I want to see what the. So we're not gonna get the Rattler Rashee stack. We could do the Mooney Penix stack again. We already have Kyle Pitts, which is something to put in our back pocket.
Yeah.
Jaden Higgins. I liked Jaden Higgins. There's a Burden, Caleb Williams. If we feel like Luther Burden's a guy we can stash, you know. Yeah, I mean Darnell Mooney is still there. He performed well last year. I think people sleep on him a lot as a good, like a stud wide receiver too.
Yeah.
Rashad Bateman performed well for us last year as a wide receiver too. But there's no stack there. Oh, there's Higgins off the board.
Get that Tillman Joe Flacco stack. Elite.
I know, seriously.
Let's see. Ayuk. Ayuk is a guy who's kind of interesting if he falls far enough.
Yeah, that week 14 bye though makes it just
Combined with the
it's just
fact that
less
he's
appealing.
yeah
A pup, yeah.
missing half the season or whatever.
Personally, I think I lean Darnell Mooney here, but
Yeah.
or Shaheed. I mean, he performed really well when he was healthy.
He was almost the guy over Olave, wasn't he, for a
Yeah.
few weeks?
Yep.
I don't know. Do you like Shaheed over Keenan, even with the lack of stock? Or would you give Keenan the edge? Because I'm open to either.
We could go down to our bye weeks. I mean, I just like Mooney's week 5 there. The week 12 isn't ideal, but is Keenan going to be the guy there though? In LA?
He's gonna. I mean,
Well,
I still
lad,
think
I
he's gonna get
guess.
more targets than Quentin Johnston or Trey Harris personally. But they did draft Trey Harris in what, the second round? Was it second or third round?
Yeah, something
Might have been
like that.
third. I don't know, man. I don't think they go out and sign Keenan like this unless they're like, we need a dependable second option. Trey Harris is not where we need him to be.
Well, I mean, they didn't sign it. He was a free agent. Like he didn't.
They signed him pretty late, I guess, is kind of what I was.
Yeah, I mean that's the only thing that's tough is they signed him to 1 year. 1 year, $8 million.
It's a lot of money, man. So
Let me look at.
Colas is still here.
Yeah,
Baker's still on the board.
Quentin Johnson is right now listed as the wide receiver 2 behind Ladd, but there's no way it's not going to be Ladd and Keenan. I don't
hate Keenan here, but the Herbert stock, that'd be kind of interesting. But it's going to be a run-heavy offense with Hampton and Najee.
I mean, if Baker drops, are you against drafting him and then
I'm
going for a
not.
stack later?
Yeah, we don't have to stack all our quarterbacks necessarily.
But I mean, I think we can get Keenan coming back around, and we can
Herbert
still
as
get Herbert later
yeah.
on, you know?
Baker Herbert would be, I wouldn't be mad at that.
I think
Especially
it's
with,
worth it.
dude, I feel like Herbert has some sneaky dual threat upside. I know he's not like Lamar out there or anything, but
Yeah, I agree.
Greg Roman likes to run his quarterbacks, and Herbert's athletic as hell.
Yeah.
So
I actually really
You
like
are
that.
up next.
And you know what? T-Law is going to be on the bench or going to be on the. I think we can get
Baker
rid of
just
s-
went. Oh
Oh
man.
shit, man! Every time we say something,
Okay, I still like the Keenan idea. Would you want to maybe take Keenan next, or do you want to wait and
Well,
We also got to take T-Law at some point, but
we also got to think we would want a tight end too. Brenton Strange is here.
that's another
Tight ends
option.
are going off the board.
I wouldn't mind that.
I wouldn't mind getting a second tight end, but I think we could probably get Keenan and Brenton Strange here at the turn.
Yeah.
Probably get Keenan and Brenton Strange.
And then what's Herbert's ADP?
Yeah,
That's another thing. Herbert's is
160.
So we can get Herbert and T-Law later, maybe
Close to it.
13th and 14th, maybe.
Somewhere around there, yeah. Oh, you'd go, yeah, we get both.
Do you want to risk
Now, you
waiting
are
until
on
the
the clock.
14th to get T-Law? I think that's fine.
I think we can just get Penix late if we need to, like
Okay.
super late.
Yeah, so we
With
could
that
always
stack.
take Keenan here.
I like Keenan.
Yeah.
And She's still there though. Sheesh, that offense is not gonna be able to feed them.
I just worry about Rattler, but never know, man.
So we're going. Oh, we're up right now.
We're on the
So let's
clock.
go Keenan.
Oof. All right, you go with Keenan?
Yeah.
Get that stack.
Yep. Let's go.
Get Keenan.
Let's see if we can get Strange coming back here. I think it'd be solid if we can get him as a tight end too. I'd be pretty happy with that.
Okay. And then you said Herbert's ADP is 160. What round? That's round 13 is?
About, yeah. It's a little. It's like mid round 13 or
So we should be
no.
able to get him.
It might be because 13 times 12 is 156. So we'd get him like right. We could get him in the 14th.
Yeah.
We could probably get them both 14, 15, honestly.
Okay, so we don't need to reach on a guy with our next. We can get Strange potentially.
Yeah, Shahid's gone.
I'm gonna put Strange as first on our
Yeah, I like
queue.
Strange. I think we can get CJ Stroud off the board though, because is Herbert gone?
We didn't get Jaden Higgins. You're right.
Oh no, okay, Herbert's on the board. We don't have Herbert on our queue yet, so that's why.
So we can take Stroud off. Herbert to the queue. Herbert over T-Law. Is that where?
Yeah, I think so.
Herbert, T-Law.
I don't think maybe Burton be drafting T-Law, to be honest. So
Yeah.
I think we can stick with those two. Let's look at our lineup quickly. Let's see. Man, I think that's pretty nasty.
I like the depth at running back and receiver a lot. And then if we could get Strange here, that'd be big for our tight end depth. Because I think people are sleeping on him a little bit, man.
Oh, I think it's huge.
They're going to be throwing the ball a lot.
Yeah,
And
it's huge.
Cade Otton, he wasn't super impactful the whole year, but he had stretches where he was super
Yeah.
hot.
Oh,
He was
yeah.
like,
He started in a few of our games in FFPC last year.
yeah. He had
Listen,
some big weeks.
I will say Hunter Henry's a captain in New England too. So
Yeah. Hunter Henry is perpetually underrated, I think, as well.
that
So
week 14 is not ideal, but I mean, it's somebody to think about.
if we get sniped on Strange, I wouldn't mind going
Yeah.
Henry,
Yeah,
but
I agree.
because at least we have Pitts with the week 5 by the
Yeah,
tight
very
end.
true. Very true. So really, it's just to cover us for week 5.
Yep.
So I definitely agree. I don't think there's as much of a, but it would be nice if we can get a non-week 14 tight end in case we do need to plug
Yeah.
and chug with injuries or something, you know?
For sure. Let's see what is still there at running back. Not a ton. Chubb's fallen quite a bit.
I mean,
I like that we got our depth early, man, because it's pretty thin
yeah, I think
at this
I
point.
think that was a decent decision on us.
So Strange is there. Let's talk about someone we don't want so we don't get sniped.
You
Man,
are
I
up
really
next.
want Tyler Algier here.
Man, Rashad White. I had him last year. I would love to have him again when he's the RB3 in that team. That'd be great to have as a starting RB as my RB2 last year.
Would love it. Ray Davis.
You like Chig a lot though, so let's not forget that you like Chig.
True.
so-
I do like Chig. I might even put Chig a little bit over Hunter Henry just because he has the week 10 bye.
Yeah, I think so. Let's get rid of Henry maybe then.
Okay. So Strange and Chig are there.
And Chig, I mean, how many tight ends are you willing to have? Like,
I think we go at least 3, right?
okay.
Just
We're on the same
because.
page. Because truthfully, I think we're pretty deep at most positions now that we could go. I wouldn't be like, it wouldn't be crazy to me if we went tight end, quarterback or something, or tight end.
Yeah.
Like I think I wouldn't like be mad if we did Strange Chig down the
Now
road. You know.
you are on
Right.
the clock.
Okay,
Would
so
you
we're
like-
on the clock here. Brent Strange is there.
I feel like
Do we want to just lock that
I
in?
think so.
Okay, let's do it. Brent Strange.
Because even last year, I think he averaged like 40 yards a game when Evan Ingram was hurt
Yeah.
those games, and like that was him as a backup coming in. So
And he's pretty young at that. I mean, I think he was like his
Yeah.
second year of his
something like that,
career.
yeah. So I mean, you got to think 40 yards on, let's say, even 3 catches with tight end premium.
Yeah.
Right, you're getting almost 10 points right there. So as a backup tight end. That's not bad.
Agreed. And I think Herbert and Tila are kind of the guys we're looking at next, right? Or do we want to risk it and go another
No,
position with our 13th?
I mean, I think it depends on what the value is, but I think I like Herbert and Tebow.
Yeah.
We have to remember though,
There is defense and
defense and
kicker.
kickers are
Can't
important.
completely disregard it. You are right, my
And
friend.
especially we have to remember if we want a defense late in the year, like a Denver defense, that's gonna be super valuable after
Mhm.
week 11 when you can't add up. You can't pick up other defenses and stuff, right?
Yeah, that's a good
So remember
point.
you can't use the free agency anymore after week 11, which is crazy. So
That was something we kind of
we didn't.
dropped the ball on.
Yeah, I mean, I think that really hurt us.
We thought we had Garendo late too, and what was there was some kind of rule that
That's what it
prevented
was.
us
It
from.
was because we tried to pick him up at week 12,
Oh, okay.
and we had the most fab and everything, and we thought that we could take him, and we couldn't because
So you couldn't make any free agent
Nope,
claims.
and you cannot after week 11. You couldn't. Once like the playoffs started, you couldn't do it.
Oh, okay.
And kickers too. We gotta remember
Because
that
we
too.
saved all that fab, man. We
Yeah.
gotta. I guess we gotta spend a little quicker this year.
Well, and we thought that we were gonna be great because we could get Garendo
Yeah,
with all our fab, and we were gonna spend it all, and we couldn't. So
we needed that depth too with all the injuries. I know Kamara was a very good value last year, but he kind of broke down late, which is
Yeah.
I think we would have been a little more aggressive getting him this year if he didn't let us down a little bit last year.
100%. Let's see. I think I like the idea of yours, like we're saying, locking in our 2 quarterbacks, and at that point we can just. There's really no. Like, there's nothing like there's nothing really we need at that point. Obviously, defense and kickers, but like
Yeah.
that's up in the air anyways. But
So we'll have, after we get those quarterbacks, do we want to go? I guess the question is, do we want to go 3 quarterbacks or 2? And do we want to go 3 tight ends? And then how many spots would that leave us to fill out running back and wide receiver depth,
so I think I like the idea of 2 quarterbacks, 3 tight ends. I think there's enough quarterbacks on the bench on the waiver that like
We can
will give us
stream
enough
if we need a
value.
third.
We
Yeah.
really need one. And then that would give us 3 more bench spots, basically.
Yeah.
Or no, sorry, 2 more bench spots because we'd get 2 more tight ends. Oh no, 1 more tight end, right? Because we have Brent Strain and Kyle Pitts. Yeah.
We do. Yeah.
So
So we're going to get 1 more tight end.
we'd have 3 more bench spots plus the kicker plus the defense. So that's something to think about.
So we would be able to split up those 3 spots amongst running back and wide receiver, probably.
Man, Bateman is still on the board.
That's pretty good value.
Jeez.
He was kind of sneaky for us.
Oh, yeah, he was huge for us, dude. Hollywood Brown, there's a lot of hype with him right now.
Mm-hmm.
Hey,
Keaton Mitchell's kind of sneaky. Anyone else you like late? I kind of like Dante Thornton. He's a starting
Yeah.
receiver for the Raiders right now.
yeah, he's a guy that I think there can be there's a lot of hype with him.
Keep an eye on him.
I think
Oh, whoops.
Will Shipley's another guy that I know is climbing just because there's always that fancy, fantasy RB1 curse of just getting injured or something. And so, there's definitely some. You should definitely think about stashing away some handcuff guys, Algier, Woody Marks, those guys that hey, they're 1 injury away from being a true RB1.
Yeah.
Oh, Isaiah Likeness still on the board.
Yeah. I know he has a foot injury, but I like him.
Okay. Yeah, I think there's
Theo Johnson's a guy I kind of like with some upside for the
Oh,
Giants.
so low on that list.
Yeah.
Elijah Arroyo. Yep. There's some good.
Even Johnny, I don't hate. Super weight.
Yeah, there's some good value. Okay, it's good to know.
Yeah, I think I like the idea then too of let's go T-Law Herbert, I think.
Okay.
Okay,
we'll
Bateman's gone anyway, so.
grab T-Law.
I mean, Herbert is a little bit more likely to get drafted than T-Law, but I think our upside with the stack with T-Law is better.
Yeah,
So I think we just have to take it.
I agree. Super well balanced so far.
Yeah, I think this is one of our more balanced drafts we've had in a while.
Yeah.
I think there's some strong upside here.
We went pretty different approach last year because we got Burrow and Stroud kind of early in the top 10 rounds. So we waited a lot longer on quarterback
Oh, Herbert just went.
this year. Oh man, looks like we chose wrong.
Well, who knows if T-Law would. Well, yeah,
No, he could have gone. You never know.
I'm okay with that. I still we still have Penix in our back pocket.
Yeah. Are we good with Penix as our quarterback too? That makes me a little nervous at quarterback. not gonna lie.
Okay. What are you thinking then?
Let's look and see who else is still there. I mean, Caleb's there. We wouldn't really be stacking him with anyone.
AJ's gone.
JJ went. Jordan Love is there. I don't know if he would be able to stack him with anyone.
I think Romeo Dobbs just went already with the Romeo Dobbs still
Yeah, 13-3 looks like.
Yeah. I mean, what do you think about doing this?
Who else?
What do you think about Caleb? I know we don't have a stack, but we can go Caleb stack, and then let's get a third quarterback. And let's pocket Dart.
We could do that, yeah.
Let's pocket
I'm not
Dart.
gonna argue with you on Dart.
Then we have the Nabers stack if we need it later on in the year. And if Dart gets the chance early on, then we can see what he has, and then who knows, right?
Okay. Well, Caleb just went, so
Okay,
that throws a little bit of a wrench.
Screw us for that.
I still wouldn't mind going 3 quarterbacks, potentially. That's an option. Jordan Love's there.
Go to wide receivers for me. I just want to see what.
There's still some good quarterbacks. I mean, Love and Stroud, even without the stacks, would be, I think, decent options. Bryce, I kind of like this year, but he's going after Penix, which is kind of wild.
Yeah, I think with the Green Bay's
Now
with Green
you
Bay's
are on the
hype,
clock.
there's Jordan Love. That's what I was talking about right there.
Yeah.
I mean, is it worth taking Stroud here? You think, or would you rather?
What's Stroud going in? What's 170? Like,
That's like the 15th, I think.
okay.
It's like this.
Right around
it's the
this
14th.
range.
It's the 14th. Yeah.
Okay.
So it is like this round basically.
So I don't know if there's like, would you want to take Likely? Would you want to take? Are we still going 3 tight ends, or would you rather prioritize going 3 quarterbacks?
I mean, I think we still have some. There's value on the board with tight end. You were a little bit worried with quarterback. Like I think Stroud, there's upside, and we can always drop him early if we feel like the offensive line's gone, right?
Yeah, there is. And
So
I think that
15
I
seconds
said let's
left.
take him.
you want to just take him.
I think so.
All right, let's go straight.
Even
up.
without a stack, we have the T-Law stack, and then we have the floor with Stroud if we need to.
Yeah.
And then if we need to do a trade to get somebody, which is no trade, Tom.
No.
Forgot about that.
But I think we have 1 stack. I think that 1 stack is fine.
Well,
we can potentially
I know
get 2 if we get a third quarterback.
I know we mentioned Dart, but do you want to try to pocket Penix instead? Because
Yeah,
he's a starter.
that's another option. Yeah.
And we have him with Kyle Pitts.
Yeah.
Okay, what's our best available person right now though? So I think we'll come up soon, right? Oh no, we have a while.
Let's look and see just generally though who's falling.
Good handcuff. Chris Rodriguez should get some touchdown opportunities.
We do have Chuba, so we could grab the handcuff.
I know you're not super high on Kyren. There's Blake Corum still, although Jarquez, which we could pocket. We could start reaching for guys that we're high on, like Jarquez Hunter.
Yeah, that's an option. Anyone late here that you like that's kind of buried? Elik Ayamanor could be interesting with Cam Ward. Torrey Horton's kind of interesting. If Cup is washed, then he will be the wide receiver too, most likely. Theo Johnson, decent wide tight end 3 if we want to grab a third one. But
Ray Mahan.
yeah,
I guess
it's a running back too, I think. Behind.
What's Taj Brooks in the depth chart right now? Do they still have Zach Moss?
No, I think he medically retired or something.
Oh,
so
really?
Taj Brooks is the number 2 in that offense, and that's an offense that kind of want to target, right? So
I think that's a fair statement for sure.
that could be sneaky. DJ Giddens could be a good handcuff for us. We have JT.
They do have Samaje P. Ryan.
That's a good point. I
He's
did
more
not
pass
see that they
catcher.
signed. So I think that Giddens would be more of like, if we're talking handcuffs, I would prioritize Giddens because I think he's more of like, if JT gets hurt, then he steps in as a full-time workhorse. But that's just me.
Wasn't Tyler Goodson getting some hype? But
I don't know, man. I was pretty high on Giddens as a prospect, so I like him quite a bit.
I like the idea of handcuffing.
I'm not saying we have to go in that direction. I'm just saying, like, compared to Tyler Goodson, I don't think there's much of a comparison.
Yeah. How many pitches do we have left?
Dante Thornton's still there.
Yeah, Thornton's still there.
So we got how many? 1, 2,
6 picks left.
yeah, 6. So I don't know how you feel about running back versus wide receiver here, or if you want to grab a tight end. Likely still there.
I mean, Dowdle's a good handcuff there too.
Yeah. Dowdle was a good hand.
I like Likely a lot there, actually. We want a tight end 3. He's a guy that I think he's just undervalued all the time.
Mm-hmm.
You do have Mason Taylor, which should be really kind of one of the top targets, and
That is true.
they drafted him with what, 2nd or 3rd round capital or something?
Yeah, it was
crazy?
early second, so
Yeah.
I think he's going to be the number 2 target
Likely
probably in that
so.
offense.
I wouldn't mind going Mason Taylor with the upside.
It is a rookie tight end, but
Yeah. I mean, yeah, and we've seen how rookie tight ends there's only
Yeah.
been one every year that has gone off in the past couple of years. So
for sure.
I think there's some upside there. Because what position? We're pretty deep at running back still, right?
Yeah, we are. I do like Giddens and Dowdle, like you said, as the handcuff options if you want to go in that direction, but we don't have to. We could go tight end, we could go wide receiver.
Well, the nice thing is our picks are pretty close to each other, so I wouldn't be surprised if we could get Taylor and then Giddens or Dowdle if Taylor drops to us, which
Yeah.
who knows if he will. But I like the idea of having a rookie tight end as kind of our ceiling play for a tight end, and then
It's not like we're depending on him, so
yeah, exactly.
if he just so happens to smash, then that could be big. Third quarterback, we're probably going to wait on, right? Penix or Dart late.
Because we took Stroud, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we can wait.
Is there any other guys that we could stack up? Let's see. I mean, Thornton and Gino could be a backdoor stack potentially. I
Yeah.
don't know how you feel about that.
No, I actually like that. Why don't you put him on the? Why don't you
Throw
put
Gino on
the
there.
queue?
Yeah.
I kind of like that instead of even Dart, at this point, because we know what we're going to get with Gino. He's a guy we can plug in if we need to really badly.
Let me ask you this then, Penix or Gino, just straight up. Because I think it's closer than the ADP suggests. Because Gino's what, 298 and Penix is
No, I
211.
agree. I think with our stack situation,
We go Penix. Lean
I
Penix.
lean Penix with Kyle Pitts. But if we get Dante Thornton, and we are high on him, we liked him a lot.
Yeah.
I don't know. I like the idea of jumping on Dante Thornton. He's had a really, really good preseason and offseason.
Yeah, man.
I mean,
He's been a rocket ship.
he's a guy that truly won the wide receiver 2 job, right?
Yeah.
And if Jacoby Myers does get a trade, who's going to be the wide receiver 1?
Yeah.
Cooper, who they just signed?
He did not look very good on Buffalo last year, man. I'll tell you
Yeah.
that. And
Yeah, let's take Dante Thornton here.
I like the upside. I mean, at this point, we're shooting for upside, so it's
That was,
probably doubt. I would say like at this point, you're going for handcuff running backs, or you're going for high upside wide receivers, tight ends, quarterbacks.
yeah, can we see
So,
best available?
Yeah, let's look at overall just to see who's there.
Taj Brooks is gone.
Todd Brooks went.
Yeah, see, a lot of people are still trying to add to their running back depth. So I
Yeah.
think we were smart with getting
Getting ahead of
some
that.
depth early on.
Yeah.
Because now we can just get those big play guys if we want to. Tesla, Thornton. Do you want to think about stashing a decent defense?
Yeah, that's the other thing that we got to think of. That's coming up.
I mean, Pitt defense.
Let's just see how the tiers look.
I mean, Philly's defense, I would lean them as one of the top in the league. And then because of their run game, their games are going to be slow and methodical,
Oh, yeah.
It's going to be a fresh defense. Whereas like Pitt, maybe their offense isn't going to be as good. Baltimore will be good, but I think
Philly's so talented, man, especially that
is.
young secondary. They're forcing a lot of turnovers. They got Jalen Carter on the D line. As a Giant fan, it's pretty depressing how stacked they are.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think it'd be worth taking a solid defense here coming up soon after Dante Thornton, maybe.
Yeah.
Because Gino, we're going to get late. I think that's the guy that we can just pick late on.
I think for me, the 2 flex guys that I'd push above defense are Thornton and Giddens, and then I'd be fine at that point taking any defense over flex guys. But that's just me.
Yeah, and there's still some solid defenses still. I'd be happy through Houston.
Minnesota's pretty good.
Yeah, that's true.
Green Bay just got Micah Parsons. Okay, are we taking Thornton here if he falls?
I like Thornton.
And if not, what's the backup option?
I think Giddens.
Giddens sounds good.
I think Giddens.
I'm kind of hoping for Thornton though, dude.
I actually like the Thornton upside if Jacoby Myers, that situation doesn't pan out.
I've seen quite a few training camp highlights of Thornton catching touchdown passes from Gino. So
somebody took the Minnesota defense here.
Yeah. And it's bye week 8 too, so that's another plus.
That's perfect. And as a rookie, he's just going to get better towards the end of the season. And I like the Geno stack because, even honestly more so than T-Law and CJ Stroud, like Geno just might be a good floor,
Yeah,
you know.
for sure. Okay, so we're up in about 6 or 7 picks. What are we thinking for our next? Do we want to? I think we can hold off on quarterback, right? Because the
Yeah.
two guys that we're looking at are going pretty late.
Yeah, I
So
agree.
we got kicker, defense, and 3 more bench spots left. So 5 more picks total.
And you like the idea of Giddens over like a stud defense?
That is close.
I
That's
mean,
a conversation
if
for
you can
sure.
pocket a Philly defense for the playoffs, this is
Yeah,
so valuable.
let's go ahead and add Philly to the queue. Is there any other defenses that you would put over Giddens? I think Green Bay might be in the convo with Parsons. That might just be reactionary, but
That's my fear, is that it's reactionary. Just not you, but just like ADP wise.
in general, yeah,
Whereas we know what Philly has done. Like, that Philly
true.
defense is stacked.
That is very true.
But you're right. I mean,
I will say though,
Houston's
just those
defense is
top
nasty.
4 defense, even Buffalo, like those top
Yeah.
4 or 5 defenses are pretty.
My only thing with
solid.
Philly is a defense wins games by keeping their score low on their opponents.
Yeah,
And Philly, by them running the ball, is going to keep the clock moving, and that Philly defense is just going to,
yeah,
they're not going to be in shootouts. But you have the other argument that says you get more chances for takeaways if there's more, throwing the ball and things like that. So another option with Philly too is they're going to be a good defense, a good team that scores a lot of points. Teams are able to catch up.
and they're gonna have to throw the ball a lot, and that's when the pass rush tees off. So I do like the idea of grabbing Philly here, just because I think that if we wait, there's a big gap between here and our next pick. So if we wait, there's a potential that all those defenses are gone.
And we're so deep at running back. Like I love the idea of a handcuff, and I wish, like,
okay, so Houston defense just went. I think we can go defense here for sure.
I think if we can take Philly here, it'd be huge.
If Philly goes, are you thinking defense? Is there would you rather take Green Bay? Okay, that's a meat point then. Let's just go Philly.
Okay, well, you're clicked on Pitt right now, so
Okay,
just be careful.
make sure that doesn't. Okay,
That's
so Philly.
Yeah.
Team defense out of the way.
A lot.
Sweet. And we got him. I mean, we got him in the 16th too, so it's not like we reach for him.
No, not at all.
I like that.
So I mean, look, how many running backs and how many wide receivers do we have right now?
I think we still have 5 running backs.
And we have 6 wide receivers now.
Yeah.
So if we can get a running back, that would be nice. I'm looking at a name on the board there that is intriguing to me, though. That's not a running back, and it's Kyle Williams.
I like Kyle Williams. Does have a week 14 bye, but I think we have enough depth at this point where it's not too consequential for us.
I don't think it's as.
So we don't need to worry about defense. There is Giddens still there, and there is Thielen.
Yeah, because we'll just sign a defense. When Philly has a bye, we'll just pick up another defense, and then we'll just stick with Philly the rest of the year.
Yeah.
Well, if we got a kicker too down the road, but I think there's enough later on.
I think we can just take kicker with one of our last couple picks.
Although Brendan Aubrey was winning people games.
He was, yeah. I think someone already took him though, if I'm not
Yeah.
mistaken. They took him pretty early.
I think so.
So that was the only kicker that I'd be willing to reach on, personally.
Jake Elliott, Tyler Loop, even though I don't know who that is, but like that offense, you want to get a kicker who's gonna have a good offense around you. So yeah, we'll see what Giddens here. I'd be surprised if he drops, but I'd be happy if he did. Who else? Can you look at the running back list and see, or is there?
Yeah. Let's look and see as far as running backs go. So Kareem, I think, would be an option. Roshan. I'm not sure where Monangai and Roshan are in that competition for the spot behind Swift, but that could be an interesting spot. Just with, I don't think Swift's the clear top option. I mean,
no. I just don't know if Roshan is ever going to be the top option.
yeah, he might not be. Garendo just got seemingly replaced by B-Rob, but he's a guy to consider.
I think Miles Sanders is. I don't want to go with a bunch of old heads, but I think he might be the RB1 on the depth chart.
Yeah, I wonder what that depth chart looks like right now. I think Devontae might be RB1, but Sanders could be up there. Jaden Blue, is Miles Sanders ahead of Jaden Blue to start off? Okay.
Yes.
And Jaden Blue's going a lot earlier than either of those guys. Oh, did DJ Giddens just went? I was hoping.
Dang.
That's all right. That would have been quite the fall.
So what do you like? I mean, do you like getting some high ceiling guys like a Jarquez Hunter who, you know?
I was gonna say at this point, like, I don't know if we go a floor guy with like Kareem Hunt. At this point, I think I'd rather just shoot for the ceiling, and
I think I agree with that.
I don't know which ceiling plays you like other than Jarquez, but Hunter's an option. Any other names you like there?
I mean, most of the other guys are floor guys, honestly, that I see up on that board.
Like Sean Tucker is a guy who could potentially, like, if Bucky gets hurt,
Yeah.
get some carries, but I don't know.
I think I lean Jarquez still, though,
Yeah.
just because they still have Rashad White there who.
They do. Eli Mitchell, but I think we like Kareem over Mitchell. Yeah, just not a ton
Isaiah
left.
Davis is supposed to be a part of that three-headed monster.
That's true.
He's pretty young, too.
I think Hunter and Davis might be the best upside plays still on the board.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about Isaiah Davis. Is tough because there's, Brees and Brandon Allen are both pretty talented guys. Like I think those two versus Kyren and Blake Corum, I think Jarquez Hunter has a better chance to like become the guy at some point,
And that's kind of what we're looking at, right? It's like it's two running backs with two other backfield mates that they're competing with, and who's the more likely one to.
Well, and the thing is, Blake Corum is like a lot more similar to Kyren, and Jarquez is the one that stands out.
Yeah.
And so
Yeah,
if you're looking for that change of pace, Jarquez could be the guy that they're like, hey, we need somebody like this who's explosive, especially with Stafford banged up still,
And Isaiah Davis is more of the pass catching guy, and I think that Brees is a very good pass catching back. So I think that between Isaiah Davis and Braylon's going to get more usage just because he has that skill set that Brees doesn't.
Yeah.
So I lean Jarquez over Davis personally as well. But do
Yeah.
we go Penix here? Do we go another direction?
I mean, we're at the
Are we
point.
good at wide receiver?
We're at the point though now where like I'm okay with reaching on guys we just want now, right?
Yeah.
Because we want another quarterback. We want another
Were we gonna
quarterback,
get a third tight end still? or
another
we're-
tight end, and I'm thinking another running back, or our three that we have left.
Because we're good at wide receiver now, right?
think
With
so.
1, 2, 3, 4. We have 6, right? Yeah.
Yeah. So are we gonna go 6 and 6, or do you want another like 5 and 7?
I mean, at this point, I think it's inconsequential what the split is, like, because we have a good base, I think.
Well, do you like drafting a Kyle Williams instead of a Jarquez Hunter?
I think if I had to honestly, I mean, I'm a big Jarquez guy, but if I had to honestly ask myself who's more likely to contribute as a rookie, I think I would go Kyle Williams.
Even with that 14 spot, does that sway you at all? With I think Jarquez is an 8.
But yeah, I don't know, man. I was hoping that they would work in more backs, but they just gave Kyren all that money. So just like, are they not going to use him after paying him? I kind of struggle to see that. Unless he gets hurt, then Jarquez could take off.
I like Kyle Williams better. I think I lean that. That's still an upside guy, right?
And if we need to take another running back, if we need to pick up a running back at some point, we can always drop one of our, receivers or something.
Well, go to our tight end options. I mean, I feel like there's gonna be a lot of free agent tight ends too.
That's true. We don't have to
So-
necessarily have 3.
I mean, I don't think we need to.
I'm not dying to have Darren Waller coming off of a 2-year hiatus or,
I mean,
really any of these guys.
Yeah, I mean, there's Juwan Johnson, there's Elijah, Dalton Schultz even. So I mean, if we want to go,
I think Theo
Kyle
Johnson would
Williams.
probably be Theo Johnson, Schultz. But
Yeah.
like, I'm not dying to have any of these tight ends.
okay, so let's go Kyle Williams and Jarquez then.
Let's do it.
Okay, we're up. Or up next, huh?
Yeah, not quite.
And then
So you want to go flex quarterback?
Yeah.
And then kicker last?
let's stick with our 2 tight ends. Yeah, let's do it.
Okay. See who goes next.
So I think we're thinking Kyle Williams, right? Is that?
Yeah. I just don't have him on the queue. Is he buried a little bit?
No, it's the tight end list.
No. All right, so we're good with Kyle Williams here.
Yeah, I think so.
Cool. So we're good at wide receiver now. That gives us 7.
So we can still stash Jarquez if we want to, which I think is our plan, and then take Gino,
Quarterback.
and then kicker.
Yeah. You want to go Gino over Penix if both of them are there? Is that what we decided on?
I don't know. I like Penix.
I like either one, honestly. I don't really have a huge
I think I like the ceiling with Penix, I don't know.
with
I
the
don't,
stack too.
yeah, I don't think Geno is like so crazy consistent to where it's like these like I think Stroud and T-Law are gonna be
Yeah,
just as consistent as him. So I think I like Penix here, especially with the
just
value.
for the ceiling.
Yeah.
I think Geno's the foreplay and Penix is the ceiling. So
And you don't want to we're good on defense. We don't need a stash on defense.
do we go? I guess here's my question to you: do we go Penix or Hunter next?
I don't know, dude.
That's tough.
I kind of oh man. With the stack, I'm like Penix does jump out to me, but
Yeah.
Jarquez Hunter's a guy that's like our ceiling play, So
Is there any running backs that we could take instead of Jarquez? I mean, we could take Isaiah Davis with like our last pick, but I know we're not super high on him. Really. I mean, Miles Sanders, like you said, I think I'd
Well,
have Miles over Davis.
I mean, let's take Jarquez then. We don't really need Penix, and we can take Geno if he gets drafted.
Do you want to risk losing out on Penix then?
Yeah, I don't think Penix is gonna. I mean,
Because we'd still have the correlation with Geno since we got that. That was a big Thornton grab, I think, late.
yeah. Let's just do Jarquez. I think Penix, if he gets taken, that's a bummer, and we can still take Geno. And if Geno gets taken, then we still have the T-Law stack with
Okay.
Travis Hunter and Brendan Strange, and I think that's good.
Sounds good.
So, I
All
think,
right, man. Is this going to be our year?
man,
Been close for us the last couple, so I'm hoping we can make the jump.
yeah, it's tough without those really good stacks, but
Yeah.
you just, you never know.
And we still do have a little bit of correlation in there, man. If your Jags go off week 18 or week 17 or whatever it is.
That is one thing. In the past, we've looked at matchups late in the year. We didn't do that too much this year.
Who are the Jags playing week 17? Would you mind looking that up? I'm just curious who we need, which game we need to go off. Okay, I'm gonna grab Jarquez here.
Looking at the Titans. They
Titans,
have pretty
okay.
good
Okay.
Colts Titans at the end there. They have the Broncos, but last 5 are Colts, Jets, Broncos, Colts, Titans.
So I think Jags have like one of the top 5 easiest strength schedules.
A little T-Law Cam Ward shootout, maybe.
Maybe
That'd be
that'd be
cool.
nice. All right, so we took Jarquez there.
Got Jarquez. Got 1 or 2 more picks left.
We got Penix in our defense.
We get sniped on Penix. We got Geno sitting there. Cool.
Yeah, I mean,
Want to look at some kickers?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, so Penix went. That's fine. Hopefully Geno lost. We can glance at quarterback just to see who else is there. Cam Ward is a guy we could grab just for that game stack potentially. I know we don't have any Titans, but it would still be correlation week 17 if that game goes off.
I
But
mean, we can if we're trying to pocket go, we could like week 17. Jackson Dart's still there.
yeah, true.
Like, if we're thinking about a guy who might have a chance at
With
the end of the
Nabers,
season.
yeah.
Neighbors too.
You
I don't
what?
know.
I think I'd almost rather just go Dart for the potential stack than Ward with no one. What do you think?
Yeah, but I think I lean Geno with that.
Oh, for sure. I'm
okay,
just saying in the case that Geno.
Yeah,
gets
I agree.
sniped.
I agree. I think I'll take Dart over Cam Ward. Yeah,
Okay.
we don't have any
And would
Titans.
we go Dart over Tua as well? And Darnold?
Yeah.
Okay. Just because we don't have the correlation.
And just to a week 12, I don't know if we need that. Like, I just don't know if there's much
Yeah.
value there.
know how much that's going to help us.
Geno at least gives us some upside with Dante Thornton if Dante Thornton is who we think he is, right?
Yeah.
And if he's not, then we just bench Thornton and we drop Geno, and it's like whatever. It's
Yeah.
not much value that we spend on him. Because we just have Geno and kicker. Is it worth going kicker first just to see if we can get a
Yeah,
better
potentially,
kicker?
I think.
I
I
don't think
mean,
Geno's worth enough to where I think they're going to start running. Jake Elliott.
which kickers do we like here? Let's see.
The offense not is good too, just because the offense is going to be high powered and.
Mhm.
Maybe they don't have the finishing potential that like the Eagles might have.
Yeah.
So I know he's on top of the list right now. I don't know. I'm not a huge fan of. I'd rather pick kickers of teams that are going to move the ball.
I think
he would move down to like.
I don't know, man. I mean, Cam Little could be that could be
Oh,
an option too, because we have T-Law. So I kind of
Well-
like going.
Cam Little kicked that 70-yarder in the preseason.
Yeah.
I actually said I made note that I was going to draft him
Did you?
because you got to think those anything over 50 yards get extra points. And I think anything
Yeah.
over 60 yards get extra points. So I think if we're high on the Jags offense, I'm afraid that maybe his ADP jumped up because he made that 70-yarder, which is sick though. Like that 70-yarder is cool.
At this point, it's still last couple rounds, so
Dang, Koo is low. Koo was like the first kicker off the board a couple years ago.
He was, yeah. He's dropped quite a bit, but like I kind of like that strategy of like taking. I mean, if we could get McLaughlin, but we could also get one of our quarterbacks, kickers, in Cam Little or Fairbairn or however the hell he says. Yeah, there you go.
He's good too. He's definitely solid. So
that's worked pretty well for me in the past, just because when your quarterback doesn't put up points, you get some points at least, because it'll be a field goal.
I like T-Law, or I like Cam Little then. I think with his leg strength, they're going to use him pretty far back too, So I think we should take him with, 70 yards. He kicked from past behind the 50-yard line.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Do you want to prioritize Cam Little over Geno then?
I think so.
Okay, let's do it.
Yeah, I think kickers are going to start falling soon before the last round, and Geno is not somebody we really, really need, because we can always pocket dart if we need to.
Yeah, and I mean, it's not a big gap between 1909 and 2004 either.
I'd be pretty surprised if Geno was taken, but maybe.
And that's the other thing to think about. How many people are going to have a Geno Thornton stack? Like, that's going to be very low owned, and that's going to give us leverage. So I kind of like the fact that maybe our stacks are not the most high owned stacks, right? We're not rocking Burrow Chase this year. We're going T-Law, Travis Hunter. It's not even T-Law BTJ. It's T-Law, Travis Hunter, and Strange. So
100%.
Let's say BTJ gets locked up and Hunter and Strange go off. Like, I really like that leverage that it would give us.
That's very true. You have to take some risks, right? Those calculated risks. So.
It's not always what's most probable. It's what would give you the most leverage if it does happen, even if it is a little less likely.
Yeah.
Like, there's a 20% chance of something happening, but then it would give us disproportionate upside, then that's something you want to consider.
100%.
A little bit of the DFS game theory working in there.
As a guy who's won, beat out 1 million people for $10,000, I think you have some credibility to say that.
Appreciate it. All right, so let's see if there's our kicker falls. Hopefully we.
Yeah, and I like taking the kicker the second to last, because it does allow us to. Because this league, really, you do need to have positional advantages across the board.
Yeah.
And especially because, after week 11, you can't add any more players off.
We kind of slept on that last year. We were rocking like Colts defense and like some like bum kicker, and it hurt us a lot.
I think we had dropped a really good kicker week before, because we'll just pick him up again.
Yeah.
And it just screwed us. Okay, McLaughlin's gone, but I think, I love the Cam Little pick then.
Yeah, we're up next, so.
Love it.
Pole position. Let's see who this guy takes.
Come on, Duper Duper. Don't do it.
Duper Duper. Take K-Dot and Waller, please. Sweet. He took Theo Johnson, which is kind of a good little sneaky pick.
Yeah, you like.
Cam Little, locked in kicker. Cool. So that gives us a little bit of a positional edge at kicker and defense. I like that.
And I mean, I 100% love our positional edge there.
Yes, sir.
I think the only position that I think we don't have a positional edge really is quarterback.
Yeah.
And we have upside. And that's what you have to do. You have to believe in potential upside. And we relied on getting a lot of depth at other positions. I mean, our running backs are insane.
Yeah. I love our running back room, man. That's a special running back room.
Those wide receivers are.
Yeah. Travis is our wide receiver 3 is really nice. I mean, Terry could be a wide receiver 1 on a lot of teams. So
100%.
We got him as our wide receiver 2 in the 4th. Definitely some nice value.
Well, and we also have just a lot of upside.
Yeah.
Keon Coleman, Kyle Williams, Dante Thornton can all 3 put up wide receiver 1 numbers if, their other wide receiver 1s are gone or injured or they're not the same.
Yeah. And that's one thing that I think people don't think about enough is how do you complement floor with ceiling plays in each room, like your running back room, your wide receiver room. You want to do that with everything.
Yeah, and I really love this Geno stack with Dante Thornton.
Yeah. And I trust us. I think even though we don't have an elite quarterback play, I trust us to stream these 3 throughout the course of a season successfully.
Yes, 100%.
And we will have to make some tough decisions, but I think
we'll
we
make
can
some
do
wrong decisions.
Yeah, we will.
Some weeks, but
inevitably.
I think with matchups, we can definitely. I think Stroud and T-Law are pretty even. So really, it's just a matter of how valuable the stack is,
What are the matchups?
and then what are the matchups, right? Because that stack, if it's really valuable early on, you know, it could be great, and we could just be starting T-Law.
Yeah.
And if Travis Hunter is slow to start the year, then the matchups are going to be really important for us because Stroud has a ton of weapons to still throw the ball to.
Yeah, he does. And I could see him having a big bounce back year after that sophomore slump where everyone hates him now.
I could see him being like comeback player of the year for sure.
Yeah. Top 12 fantasy quarterback potentially. I think T-Law and Stroud both have top 12 upside this year with the weapons they have.
Yep, 100%.
All right. So Gino, and we are done.
And I just love. So let's recap. Let's recap our picks here.
Let's do it. You
Uh,
want to go? Let's go
view
draft board
upward.
here. Got to switch this real quick. All right. Let's do a quick
9 slot
recap.
there. So we took Malik Nabers in the first, Jonathan Taylor, James Cook. I'm stoked that we went running back there
Mm,
because you just saw how weak the running back depth was as we went on.
yeah.
And then to get Terry there as a true wide receiver 1, you know, he could be wide receiver 1 on a lot of other teams. Chuba too, like Chuba was a top 15 fantasy running back last year, I think, or top 20 at least.
Yeah.
Travis Hunter's our kind of high ceiling pick. You know, he's a guy that is going to be the most athletic person on the field.
Yeah.
There's a lot of potential there. Jalen Warren is a guy that
I like the upside there too.
But
man.
the nice thing is he's going to still have a floor.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like he's going to play no matter who's the starting running back. But the upside is if he becomes the workhorse like they like doing in Pittsburgh, plus he has the pass catching ability over Caleb Johnson and pass blocking, I think he's a guy that could get every down at that point.
An RB28 off the board. We drafted him at his floor, and then he has the potential to be a top 15, top 20 guy. So I like that pick a lot.
I mean, and then our next one too, Tyrone Tracy.
RB31
Cam
off the board,
Scadaboo
man.
banged up. Cam Scadaboo banged up. Old man Devin Singletary is not going to take snaps away
I'm
from
not
him.
sold. No.
As long as Tyrone Tracy holds onto the ball, which I know all offseason that he was working on that, it's going to be money, you know?
I mean, he's a clear one right now, and I think Scadaboo has a chance to eat into that eventually, but I just don't think it's going to happen until the end of this year.
And he has that hamstring injury.
Yeah.
Right? And we're right. We don't need Tyrone Tracy to be a stud at the end of the year. He's going to be a guy that I think we're going to plug in early on if maybe a guy like Travis Hunter isn't eating as much as we thought.
Agreed.
Like, Tyrone Tracy could easily be our week 1 starting flex because we don't know what Travis Hunter's going to be doing, right?
Yeah. And then we got Keon Coleman, wide receiver 48 off the board at 9.9. I like that value quite a bit. Because if he's Josh Allen's guy and he takes a step forward in his sophomore year, wide receiver 48, man, I could see him finishing top 25 easily.
Yep.
So Pitts is a calculated risk there. Tight end 14 off the board. What do you think about our tight end room? I know we waited pretty long.
And I'm okay with it because here's the one thing I know. Britton Strange, I think, will be a floor for us. I think he's a guy that's going to get a handful of catches a game. He'll probably get similar to what he did last year.
Yeah.
Average around that 40 yards a game. 2, 3 catches, 4 catches, plus the tight end premium. I think he'll average 8 to 10 points for us at tight end, which I think is fine. If he can do that consistently, that's fine.
100%.
Kyle Pitts is our ceiling guy.
Yeah.
He's a guy that I think really has that strong connection with Michael Penix and could really take off this year. And he could be a guy that easily could be in the top 5 fantasy tight end conversation just based on athleticism. And then based on the hype that Michael Penix has given him, I think it's huge. But I think it's clear that we prioritize running back and wide receiver depth early on, and we are okay with taking a little bit of a hit on tight end and quarterback because the tiers at both positions, like they drop off after the first few guys. Like the difference between, Bo Nix, who went 4 rounds earlier, and Trevor Lawrence, or even really Patrick Mahomes at this point in his career, and Trevor Lawrence, it's a 5 round difference. Like, is that really enough? Is there really a 5 round difference in fantasy score?
No, I don't think so.
I don't either. Same with CJ Stroud. Like, sure, he's a sophomore slump last year, but the year before, which was last year's fantasy draft, he was being drafted as like a top 5 fantasy quarterback, and we're getting like QB 20.
I think we played the runs really well. Yeah,
with the offensive weapons. I know the offensive line is scary.
That's his floor.
Yeah, I mean QB 20 is for sure his floor this year with how many all the weapons he has around him.
Yeah.
Plus they don't have running backs, so they're going to have to be throwing the ball. like and that defense is stacked. The defense is really good. So like the offense is going to have the ball in their hands as long as that offensive line can give them 2 seconds to throw the ball.
Yeah.
I think it'll be good.
I love it, dude. I think we played the runs really well too, because like you could get good quarterbacks really late, good tight ends really late, but you can't get good running backs or wide receiver really late. So we played it well. We got Philly defense as defense 5 off the board, which I was a little surprised that
I
they
think they're
fell.
the number 1 defense in the league.
Yeah. So I really like what we did here. It'll be interesting to see how it goes this year, but we'll probably be doing some more high stakes like stuff like this in the future. So keep an eye out for more content, and please like, subscribe, leave a comment, and stay engaged with HIVE Sports.